and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back with another beautiful banger. This is day number 2 of the week number 1 of PUBG Mobile Pro Scrims representing Brazil. Remember, guys, it's day number 2. It's presented by Ruthless Esports, and my name is Raider. Along with me, my co-friend, co-host, co-caster, whatever you want to call him out. It's Echo Boy. How are you, Echo Boy? And what is your expectations regarding the day?
Well, I'm excited. I was excited yesterday to know on how the teams are going to play. But today I'm excited to know on how consistent the teams are going to be and what strategies are going to be formed for the matches of the day. Because yesterday what I was able to see is after the first time of E-ERANGEL and first time of MIRAMAR, we definitely saw a change in the strategies, and there was definitely a lot of more players in the last zone as compared to the first 2 maps. But we'll be going towards the point system and want to know on how things are going to be like. So the points table are in such a way that if you're going to be having that winner chicken dinner in your pocket, you'll be getting about 10 points. Then you have a vast difference of 4 points. At second place, you get 6. Then at third, 5. At fourth, 4. At fifth, 3. So that's going to be 10, 6, 5, 4, 3. And then at 6th, 7th, 8th, and 8th position, you have 2, 1, 1 points individually, respectively, that is. And then you don't really get few points. But if you're getting eliminations, then you get 1 point for that. But heading towards the tournament calendar.
Well, indeed, the tournament calendar is telling us that which are the days that you have to be vigilant about. Like, specifically, if we talk about week 1, $300 prize pool is there, and eventually the dates are 9, 10, and 11. When it comes to week number 2, we have got the prize pool of $300 once again, and the dates are 16, 17, and 18 February. And if we talk about week number 3, again the prize pool is going to be pretty much similar, but the dates are 23, 24, and 25. So seems like that in every week that is going to be there. Just leave about this week particularly, but in the next 2 weeks, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are the 3 days that you have to be vigilant about, where the stream is going to be there on Ruthless IP Esports. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so that even if you forget it, the notification will make you remember it. But meanwhile, the MVP rankings is looking quite good, and yes, the players are definitely here to eventually avenge out the fights.
Well, we are definitely not able to see the names, but I guess from yesterday, from all the third-party action that we were able to see, GZM player, I guess, gets 3 eliminations for himself, and then we have Black Dragons that I'm able to see. Then EYC is there holding the 3rd position, and at 4th, I'm not really sure, but I guess it is SCCP, and then we have Loops. Well, for us, the feed is a bit not good, but we are going to manage with that for now. Looking into the overall fraggers, for now, we have INFC Federal. An amazing gameplay that we got to see from him. From one of the matches, if I'm not wrong, Raider, he was that person who ensured that he was actually there in all the categories that there was.
Right. Definitely, I believe the picks are something which is going to be quite critical, but from INF's corner, Influence came in to be precise as the team. Federal definitely did a lot of job. But if we talk about the overall ranking, it's Zebra Master which is on top post 5 matches that happened yesterday. But this is day number 2. The day of comeback, should I say, is going to be there. Zebra Master with 49 points, just shy of 1 more point to go for the 50 point of game. If I talk about Influence Gaming, 34 points from the corner. Black Dragons have acquired 32 points. XTEAM with 31 points. EYC Gaming with 31 points. Once again, if I talk about GZM Esports, 29 points. Rise Esports with 28. Corinthians, if I talk about them, the SCCP to be precise, that's a clan tag that they actually play with. That team has also secured 28 points. But coming back to the second page, we have got another set of amazing teams. Let's see what they are going to get in this particular matchup. It seems like that every single match is going to be quite important, quite an aggressive one to be precise. The flight path might actually come in soon, but we are going to witness it very clearly that way the teams are actually going to drop and what kind of impact they are actually going to bring to the table. It seems like that for now, Smoke Esports is still residing at #16. So yes, their comeback is going to be a dire one. MANDRAKES Esports is 10 points. Team Predators with 10 points. If we're talking about Storm Gaming, 7 points. Alpha 7 Esports with 7 points as well.
Well, that is going to be the teams in the overall standing, and it is definitely quite exciting to be looking into on how the action is going to be for the day. But we will talk about today's matches. We are going to start with Miramar today, unlike yesterday where E-ERANGEL was where we started with. And today Miramar is given more importance than the map of E-ERANGEL, which means we're going to have a passive start with an aggressive end, and then that aggression continues in the map of E-ERANGEL. And then we have a passive approach again, and then to the aggressive one, and again to the passive. So there's passive, aggressive, passive, aggressive, passive going on in today's day. But in about 4, 3, 2, 1, Raider, be the pilot, take C-130 through the sands and tell us on what is going to happen in the day today.
It looks like it's just starting from the Al-Azhar region, from the northern one to be precise, and it is going to dunk down towards the Los Unos. And yes, exactly, Los Unos, Chomosera, those are the areas where the flight paths are coming toward. So definitely there are a lot of facilities which is going to be touched up with this flight path. Like Impala is there, Puerto Paradise is going to be there, which you can glide and eventually reach up to. And La Cobria is going to be a little bit more far-fetched. You have to have vehicles if you want to go with it, but you can drop in areas close to crater fields or water treatment, then get some vehicles and rotate for that. Elazar, definitely a great area where they can jump in, but Influence Cayman is already dropped, and they are dropping like a bunch of let's say other players, and seems like that they're actually having a separate drop kind of like a rotation. So I'm actually quite skeptical about this kind of approach, but there is nobody to contest him, so it's a good one.
I guess I'm just gonna wait for some time, let everybody take their drop, and then look at how things are going to turn out to be. But yesterday we saw a clash in Picardo, so that's something that I'm going to be looking forward to on if that is going to happen again. And remember, guys, we have about 3 groups in total, A, B, C, D, namely, and there's always going to be one of the groups that is not going to be playing the day, so we will have to wait for that and look into the fact on what the entire situation is going to be like. But for now, we are able to see SCCP at 6th position, and we are able to see BRK. I guess that's the Brazilian Killers. If I'm not wrong, there was this player named I guess Threz, THRZ. That is what I was able to read from yesterday. He was quite lovely while he was trying to survive for his team, but the action begins in Miramar from the beginning, and I guess I will have to take my words back. It's not going to be a passive approach, but an aggressive one.
Well, Influence came in, trying their level best to overcome the fight, but seems like that another team is also trying to take up the fight. The Picardo battle is going to be there. The San Martin is also going to be at the question. Results can be quite skeptical. If we talk about loops, we have got players like Cardozen to be precise. Only one finishes there, but the rest remaining 3 players can actually come back with some harsher events. 16 team 62 players are going to be there with Alpha 7s. One good member also gets taken down. On the other corner, the retaliation fires is also looking good. It does seems like that Alpha 7 is actually getting connected with the Corinthians, which is the SCCP squad. Zebra Master on the other corner, the way they were consistent in the previous battle, seems like that they're going to completely rip apart a team, and that's Loops Esports, which is now at a question. They're already out of this equation, and the area of Golden Mirado is pretty much going to be opened up for the Grandmasters, the Zebra Masters to be precise. Those are the team members. 53 point out of a game is already done from that particular perspective. Hoping that things will change rapidly. Some other teams can actually change the pace of Team Zebra Master.
Well, Zebra Masters were holding the #1 position, and they are adding to it. So there's definitely a consistency. There's that aggression that they are going to continue from yesterday. But for now, Corinthians, I guess I'm just going to call them SCCP, because SCCP right now, they have 1 finish point for themselves. They are surviving in the top 15 for now, and they are having Alpha 7 right in front of them. But Alpha 7 has no clue about the players that there are, and that is going to cause a bit of a trouble. And yes, in the name of SCCP, we definitely have a pick that comes up, and that's going to be 2 in the pockets of Alphas, in the pockets of SCCP, and Alpha 7 is going to lose 2 of their players in the early stage.
Earlier frags, early losses, that can be very devastating as a team. Seems like that Alpha Esports is still trying their level best to survive bit by bit. But this is just the first match for the day number 2. Although all the teams are not going to get a lot of matches to be precise, every single individual team or individual group is going to get 4 matches per day. So a grand total of 12 matches were there. In those 12 matches, if the team is actually going to be on top, they're going to get a huge chunk of those $300 that is at question for now. And apart from that, this week is looking quite strong. I mean, teams are changing the pace. A lot of teams are actually having that kind of advantage where they're not even actually in a fight. They're trying to be a little bit more passive. It is actually a regional approach that teams actually go for the passive approach in the first few circles, and after the 15-minute marker hits, and then I believe the fights are actually going to be there. Okay, thanks for that lovely support. You have been watching our pro scrims from the last 6 months, and you guys are doing great. That's a huge support from your corner. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, guys. And currently we are stuck at 31 likes if I'm not wrong. Let's go for the 100, and then eventually we'll give you the another goal. 15 teams and 57 players. That's what we are looking up to. Yes, there was a casualty, and that's Loops, who is out of equation.
Loops, I believe yesterday they tried something new in the map of Miramar, and they definitely had an early engagement. They didn't, last longer. They got eliminated in the beginning of the game itself, and that continues today as well. In the map of Miramar, yet again, Loops are going to be one of those squads who's going to find an early elimination for the day. And in the from the hands of ZM, that is Zebra Masters, that's really going to be great for Zebra Masters, not for Loops. But talking about the game, the war, the battle that is happening in Picardo, it's going to be against Inco versus Smoke. We saw that yesterday. Are we going to see something new today? Is what my question is going to be, Raider.
Yeah, we might, bro, because the way teams are actually anticipating, the way they are coming up with the blows, it seems like that everybody wants to actually attain the kind of points that is required to be on top. And in order to do so, they have to change their pace, they have to change their strategies. Shots are coming in. For example, if we talk about Inco Gaming, the one good guy is actually having another side of flank with this guy particularly comes up with a nade. It can be quite critical, but there we go. The nade is actually going to go there. Impact is not going to be there, so still we can't actually just rectify whatever happened at that angle. But Smokes one more also gets smoked up. Not just one, I believe another one also gets taken on. One which was knocked out is out of equation. The another one which was trying to rev him up is also knocked out right now. So it's a very odd situation for Team Smoke. Last two remaining players are stuck in the arena, and Picardo is an area where confrontations cannot be that easy. And meanwhile, if you don't have the manpower as well, I believe the confrontations are obviously going to be a little bit more difficult. But this guy, the bye-bye, is still waiting on the back end areas. He knows that the people might actually push from that area, but it's basically Inco Esports is also quite amazing when it comes to their performance. So they're also trying to change the pace of the game. They're trying to change the areas from which they are trying to rotate. Seems like that Influence CHEMIN is also coming up with some good shots. There is a guy who is actually going to be on rooftop. Now that advantage is obviously going to help them a lot.
Ooh, okay, that was really good spray from the side of Inco. They definitely no, from the other side of Smoke. That is a good spray that comes from Smoke. Now it's going to be a battle of 2v3, but the revival has already been done. Does that person get to patch himself up? If yes, then the equation stands quite back to where it started, a 2v4. But for now, two players, that is one from the side of Smoke and one from the side of Inco, are taken down. It's a 1v3 situation. Not much that he could have done. Smoke gets eliminated at 15th position. A really wonderful positioning from Inco that you were talking about, Raider. I definitely will have to agree. The way they positioned themselves, the way they rotated themselves, the way they played that entire arena there, quite beautiful, I must say.
Exactly, it is. No doubt on that. SCCP on the other corner, the Corinthians, they're trying to constantly rotate, find some new angles. Can they do that? That's the bigger question for now. But seems like that the teams which have been eliminated, or should I say the teams which are outside the play zone, those are Team X. And apart from that, GZM is also going to be another beautiful team which is outside the play zone. They are standing with the 4-man power. Meanwhile, if we talk about XTEAM, they are standing with the 3-man power. 31 points is already there from the corner. 14 teams, 52 players. Definitely the competition is still there. The people are trying to survive and maybe pull through with some good blows. But let's see what kind of advantage these guys are actually going to have. For now, yes, the casualties are changing the pace of the game.
Well, casualties are definitely going to change the phase of the game, the pace of the game, that is. But for the teams that are getting the damage, for the teams that are facing the casualty, but for the teams that are already in a position where they're gaining from something from out of this entire situation, I guess for the phase for them, the change in phase for them is good. But enough spoken about that. Talking about what the zone is bringing, it's a curveball, I must say. The zone started all the way from from La Cobrerias, and the areas of Picardo were definitely there, but now the shift towards the El Pozo, making it center. A lot of rotations that we are definitely going to be witnessing. But for now, Alpha 7 just got out of a fight against SCCP, the Corinthians, but now they are back in one more, but this time it's going to be against Hornet Souls.
Hornet Souls definitely trying their level to tag around, and eventually they've got 0 frags for now. So this is a great opportunity to get those frags and eventually get the kills done. for now, seems like that the Cope RG is actually at the question. They're trying to rotate, they're trying to find different angles from which they can pull up some takedowns. And this guy particularly tried his level best to attack on him while he was rotating, while the enemy was rotating. Because if the pick would have been there, I believe that would have created the buffer that is required, or should I say that area or that fluid area where the rotations would have been stopped. But seems like that no, it's not going to be that easy. It's a 1v2 situation for this guy coming from Alpha 7. Buzzin is the name, I believe. On the other corner, Ninne. On the other corner, we have got Retro Boy, and all the other members are just trying to put up a lot of pressure on Alpha 7. But seems like that they're still maintaining their peace. Oh, a beautiful knockout indeed coming from the nade. Mandrake Esports on the other corner also are about to shut down one good player from Mandrake Esports. That's Acid. Seems like that he has been taken on. SCCP's one good member also gets traded off. But finally, a jump shot, and that's it. It's the Alpha 7 Esports which is now eliminated.
Well, more like a jump all the way from the top to the bottom to go back to the top. That is what it looked like. But well, they've done the job. An amazing 4v2 situation, well played from the sides of Honored Soul. A good beginning, a good start that we got to see from that team yesterday. But eventually, that momentum was not carried forward to the other games that was there. But today, I guess they have got a new strategy to come, and we are definitely able to see that it's working. At least it's working for now. But Corinthians, SECP were right now in a 3v3 situation that I'm able to see, or I'm able to make from what is visible. But I believe Nicholas can get something out of from here if that Molotov actually eventually connected, but that is not the case. There's another Molotov that goes in. DB, a close range beast, I must call it. If the shots connect, Corinthians can be in a better position, but will it or will it not? Because there's a lot of utilities that we are able to see in use from the sides of the team that is against Corinthians. For now, it's a 1v1 situation. Who's gonna pick this one?
Let's see. I believe nobody wants to actually initiate that kind of attack where they can actually be at a tough spot. But Corinthians was about to go down. This guy, okay, finally he gets taken down. Indeed,
Yeah.
from not from the left triangle, but from the front one. So that's good enough. 3 finishes were there from the corner of team SCCP, or should I say Corinthians. But the other guys, they're pretty much far away, and now they're not even going to come for the rescue. Because the thing is, the guy that they wanted to rescue is now in a very bad situation. He has been knocked out. He's surrounded with the multiple enemies that are there. So definitely rooting for the escape route is going to be the main point. And if I'm not wrong, the third zone is already here, and this zone is coming up on the northern corner of the El Pozo. That's absolutely amazing. It's an interesting zone indeed.
See, the zone is definitely going to be interesting because what I'm able to see is it's throwing curveballs after curveballs. First, it was formed in the northwestern side, and then it took a west shift towards. I mean, it was quite a centric one. The El Pozo was in the centers. It did bring all the teams towards or around that area, but now that it's moving in the north, it's definitely going to create a lot of chaos while the rotation is happening. But talking about the fight against EYC that there is, it's going to be the Zebra Masters who are already having their hands heated up against the fight that they had initially against Inco, and that heated up hands are definitely put to a good use against EYC. EYC losing one from the equation for now. It's going to be a 3v4, but Zebra Masters also are facing some counter sprays that is coming from the sides of EYC. Both are quite confident with their gun game. It's definitely a one to be watched, but for now, Adrian gets picked up. Zebra Masters definitely having one man strong for now, getting attacked from the front and behind, not able to survive for long, gets picked up. That's a big name out of the game.
I mean, now there is an opportunity for EYC, and teams like Influence came in to come back in the lobby, and eventually, if they are able to do so, that would be a great one, to be precise. But on the back end, it seems like that EYC's gaming is still struggling. I mean, Adrian was knocked out. He has been brought back in the game, but how far he's going to survive is the bigger question. Yes, the utilities that was there are not going to be in vain. Now they're going to loot it up. Now they're going to figure out where they can eventually use it. Apart from that, yes guys, if you are here on the stream, make sure to like, share and subscribe, because this is an amazing event for the Brazilian enthusiast of the PUBG scenario. Make sure to like the stream guys, make sure to actually support, keep on rooting for your favorite teams. But meanwhile, 12 teams and 41 players are still surviving. Seems like that Knife and Skull, a beautiful team which was able to put a lot of fruitful performance yesterday, is now at a question. They've got one kill, but can they secure more is the bigger question.
See, now that is, I mean, the time is going to tell us on what that is going to be like. But for now, talking about this particular fight, Corinthians been engaged in a lot of fights from the beginning, losing a man in every fight. It's down to one. It's a 1v3, a beautiful nade. Now it's a 1v2. But will he be able to find the players, spot them, take the shot properly? Because the way the attack is coming from the sides of Mandrakes Esports, it was not much that Corinthians could have done. That individual player tried to dodge between the shots to the left and all the way to the right, not able to make on where he should be attacking first. Gets confused, gets picked up, and with that, we are down to just 11 teams right now playing this game. And look at the curveball, man. That's. I mean, it's playing its own game. I mean, zone not doing good for any team out there for now.
Exactly, the zone is playing its own meta. But when it comes to the eliminations, I believe from Drag Nicholas's corner, we had 5 eliminations. Damage is looking good, 8-4. 1 assist was there. Rank is 29 for now. So yes, definitely he has to go for more and more frags. Let's see what happens. Team Mandrake is looking definitely confident. Yes, they have got the kills, yes, they have got the aggressions. But Black Dragon, if you guys remember, that was the team which was able to secure the first ever winner chicken dinner in this particular event. But let's see how far they will be able to go. For now, they're just trying their level best to tag around, maybe put some shots, itsy bitsy shots to be precise in here or their angles. But Elazar is at question. Majority of the zone is outside the other compounds, but then again there are few compounds, few areas where the zone is still touching. So there are quite a few teams which are still hiding on those covers. Specifically if I talk about team number 17, or should I say Honored Soul, yes, they are having the advantage of that particular arena.
Honored Souls, they are a name that we cannot deny talking about, but their performance is something that they have to bring up. They have to get that notch up a bit. But for now, it's going to be Influence CHEMIN. A beautiful game that we got to see from their side in the last one yesterday. And now they're back into action. They're against the squad. It's going to be a 2v4 situation. And it looks like they are not in a well positioned, but they might just get some support coming from the sides of GZM, because they are lurking around in the same area, which means Influence can get some time. They can buy some time in this situation, heal that one player who is knocked. But no, that is not going to be possible, because he gets found, he gets picked up. Now it's all down to just 2 players of Influence CHEMIN, and I guess they're rotating inside the zone. It is a beautiful call.
I mean, when the circle is coming, you definitely have to go for the play zones so that you can survive, so that you can actually put up a defensive corner, or maybe aggressive one as well, while gatekeeping the other teams which are trying to be in the zone. XTEAM on the other corner also gets eliminated with 0 fanags, and at hashtag 11, I believe not even a single point is going to be credited in their favor in this particular matchup. So they are still going to be stuck at sort of hashtag 11, because they have 31 points, but maybe some of the teams coming from the 12 to the 24th, 12 to the 20th position maybe is going to rake up some good points and eventually come back even harsher in the lobby. Knife and Skull, another beautiful team, still at question. One good guy from the team has been crushed down, but the rest remaining members, well, they are definitely trying their level best to come up with some good points. Can they do that? That's a big question. But yes, Influence CHEMIN is there with the 2-man power. EYC is there with the 3-man power, but their 2 good members have been taken out. The last man standing is way too far away. Diego is the name in the charge. He's trying to scout, and yes, he does. He was able to actually tag around a player, but can he put him down? Yes, he does. A beautiful shot indeed, and this is Team KS. Knife and Skull, which is now going to come up with another big loss for the team. But the domination from this guy, Diego, is not going to stop. He's completely trying to rip apart the team. Meanwhile, his teammates are also getting ripped apart. Oh, Diego also gets confirmed, I believe. That was a brilliant nade coming from Honored Soul, I believe. And with this, I guess a beautiful height advantage that Diego and his teammates were having is now completely at loss.
See, Diego, if I'm not wrong, a big name as a team, but he was an individual one. He could have survived. He could have played the game of survival and picked the frags when he could. But I guess he chose to be aggressive from the beginning. It worked out well initially. He definitely got a pick from against the team of Knife and Skull. But for now, Black Dragons are charging right towards a fight, but there's another fight that GZM has engaged themselves in. One is out of the equation already. I guess he took one for the team. His team is still surviving with 1 finish. It's against a Oh, okay. I guess GZM has not got the time to regroup themselves, and well, that is actually finally done. Team Predators will be against them. It's a 1v3 situation. Player number 3 gets spotted. A lot of damage that he has taken. A 1v1 situation, couldn't capitalize. Gets picked up. Well, he was not having the heal. I mean, he was definitely not having the the health that was required to be executing that 1v1. The advantage was in the side of GZM. They definitely easily picked that one player off, and now it is back to a 3v3. But I guess there's a slight disengagement. The zone is definitely still playing a game out there.
Indeed, it is. The kind of pressure that was required is coming up for the stance. Team Predators, let's see what they can actually bring to the table. Yesterday, I believe some good fights were there from Predators corner, but they are still not at a very good place, because only one match was there where they were trying their level best to actually come up with some fight. I subscribe, but my favorite team is not playing. Maybe after 19th Feb, I might see them. A7, okay, got it. Alpha 7, that's the team. There is some other roster that is actually coming from Alpha 7 because the team is not available. That could be the second lineup of Alpha 7 Esports. Make sure to support them as well, because they do require it. On the other corner, if we talk about Black Dragons, waiting for the right opportunity. Like a dragon, exactly. They're just trying to scoop around wherever the enemy is. If we talk about Honored Soul, after 2 frags, I believe now the rotations are actually going to be at a very big question. Influence CHEMIN is outside the play zone. Okay, now barely they are surviving in the play zone. That's amazing. But they have got the manpower underestimated. Only 2 players from that particular team are surviving. And if I talk about the frags, that's just 2 as well. Honored Soul definitely trying to figure out from where they can rotate, from there they can actually pull up the fights. That's a big no from all the other corner. If I talk about Team Predators, one player, I guess that player to be precise, has been taken down. Rise Esports also trying to push forward. This is a very brilliant moment where they can easily crush down the Predators squad. Oh yeah, there we go. It's the Predator which is actually going to get hunted.
Well, I must say, I'm actually watching this TV series, and there's a character who says legend. Wait for it, Derry. Legendary entry, a legendary finish that we got to see from that team. I'm really happy with the way the entry was. It was quite boss-like. But talking about Inco, they have the advantage of higher grounds, but they also have a team that is quite near to them in the name of Knife and Skull. So I am going to wonder if Inco is going to still attack to the against the players that are in the south side, in the lower side of this particular vicinity, in this particular area, or are they going to concentrate with fighting and battling it against the teams which is quite nearby? But on the other side, I'm able to see Mandrakes successfully eliminating Influence CHEMIN from this game. Top 7 we have, and top 5 damages are right on your screen.
Indeed, they are. I mean, the picks are coming in. Definitely, they are trying their level best to tag around and pull through the blows. 7 teams, 20 players are surviving for now. The top 5 damages are also here. And from that angle, I believe EYC's players are looking quite confident. Rise Esports' member are also there with the damage of 510. That's amazing. But the shots on that shack was absolutely important. And Inco Gaming, now they're failing to correct those shots, but definitely they are putting up a pressure on those guys to not come outside of that shack, to be precise. But Team Honored Soul trying to figure out a way. Knife and Skull on the other corner gets a skull in their knife. He gets a knife in their skull, to be honest. Apart from that, when it comes to Honored Soul, let's see what they are actually going to do. 2 good members of that team is already knocked out. Oh, another big casualty for the team coming in. It's Black Dragons, whom we thought they can bag out the chicken dinner, but that's not a possibility for them now. They are already out of equation. Just 5 teams are left and 15 players are surviving. The highest manpower is definitely going to be in the hands of Inco, and apart from the manpower, they've got the highest amount of kills as well, 11 kills to be precise.
Well, now the battle of utilities has begun against Rise and Mandrakes. Mandrakes is having the advantage, not only the advantage, but 2 beautiful finishes for themselves. Rise Esports getting out of this particular game. It's down to top 4. The fight is still on. Inco Gaming trying to potentially win this one for themselves, but will they be able to? Because, well, they have the upper ground advantage to themselves, but from here, if the zone shifts towards the south, they might be in a big trouble, and Mandrakes might just be able to be in a position where they can eliminate Inco and they can hunt that chicken for themselves. But on the other side, I'm able to see that Hornet Souls and GZM are also having a fight, probably a bit later, but concentrating on this one. Inco definitely having that upper advantage, not only in the terms of the territory that they have got, but also in the equation that they have against the team of Mandrakes. That's just a 1v3 that Mandrakes will have to do. Not much of a possibility, and that has been answered. Inco Squash getting another finish for himself, for his team. Inco looking great, looking strong, and looking quite confident for that chicken dinner.
That's a deserving team indeed. Banana Soul on the other corner could be the one team that can put a full stop onto them. The damages are being there. Yeah. Zone, man. You can never be as vigilant as a zone is. It can easily completely take the shift. Oh, the players which were in the shack are now actually getting favored by the play zone. All the other members, they're trying their level best to survive. And yes, exactly as you said, GZM is a team that is actually going to have the favor of the play zone. But a lot of teams are going to confront them. Besides a lot of players, there are just 2 more teams left in the lobby except GZM. But the players are actually going to be there. The manpower is going to be there. Inco Gaming maybe is going to wait for the right opportunity. And yes, they get the right opportunity. I don't know what happened and why did he actually went for this center POI, and now he has been knocked out. The last man standing from GZM should not even come out of the particular area, but he did, and that's how GZM Esports is going to be out of the equation. It's Inco which is about to secure the winner chicken dinner. 17 frags is already there in the hands. Could this be a 30-pointer game? I definitely hope so.
Well, if they actually manage to eliminate the entire squad of Honored Souls, then probably it might be a possibility. But for now, Honored Souls is quite near to the zone, but he's going to get attacked from all the sides. And the job is being done. Enco Gaming gets this home, that is, for themselves. A winner chicken dinner for Enco Gaming. An excellent zone rotation with an excellent positioning inside the zone. They knew that the zone was going to be in the areas where they were holding an upper advantage. I mean, they had the God's view that was required. I mean, see, you know, Raider, I believe that if it is the map of Miramar, if you're having the mountain in your hand, probably the game is as well. Just that the zone needs to favor a bit. But match winner, Inco Gaming, #1 in the overall, bringing down the reign of I guess ZZM. No, we were having Black Masters in the top. They are going to get down. Klein, yeah, right. Zebra Masters. Thank you to help me from that. And we are going to have 20 eliminations in the name of Inco Gaming and 10 points. That's a 30-pointer game for Inco Gaming. A huge points from a single game. Inco Gaming for you.
Big name indeed in the lobby. #1 is the position that they are going to get. And as we said, this is a record because 20 finishes and 10 position points, that is going to sum up to a 30-pointer game. There are a lot of teams after playing, I guess, 6 or 7 matches, they are still going to struggle for those many points in an overall strategy to be precise. But yes, Inco Gaming turned everything out of the perspective, and eventually the match is upside down right now. It's the advantage of Inco Gaming is the kind of persistence that was required from Inco Gaming's corner. 30-pointer game, that's a record to be precise. It is not going to break anytime soon, seems like that. But yes, I believe, if I'm not wrong, we are left with 9 more matches. So these 9 more matches can change the pace of the game, and I'm definitely rooting for that. Definitely trying to see some new faces in the lobby, and if they are actually going to be there, there is nobody going to be more happy than me, to be precise. But there we go. The results are going to come in. Let's see which are the teams to watch. Okay, there we go. We have got the list. It's Inco Gaming, first of all, which have used this kind of throwables: 10 nades, 7 smokes, 1 airdrop being noted. I mean, comparatively, if we talk about Inco Gaming, the utilities were not used as much as that we expected, to be precise. But yes, the game was decent, the fight was decent. All the other teammates were also trying their level best to pull up a lot of points. Although it does happen that Mandrake Esports had a beautiful number, to be precise, 6,666 meters of a rotation from the corner.
There's a lot of sixes. How many finishes do they have? 9? But okay, talking about the match MVP, Inco Squashgum. Is that the name? Squash. I guess I'm going to call him Squash. They definitely squeezed this entire lobby for him. 8 eliminations on his name, 1052 damage, 7 throwables used. Well, talking about the throwables, Raider, yesterday we saw about 24 throwables that were used from the side of Influence CHEMIN. The huge game that I was talking about in the initial, the initial minutes of this particular day. But as compared to them, Inco Gaming is definitely having more points to themselves. There is more eliminations that they have on their name, but the kind of throwables that they were using has comparatively quite lesser. And I believe maybe the entire game and the way the zone came out to be might be a factor. But talking about eliminations versus damage, 20 finishes for Inco Gaming against the damage that they have delivered will be 2980. That's huge numbers on the in terms of damage as well.
Pretty close to 3,000 marker. I mean, definitely making some records at this point. Inco Gaming, well, they were able to, I guess, take out the 1/3 lobby all by themselves. That's amazing. Mandrake on the other corner was able to secure the 8 finishes that was required on the other corner. If we talk about on the soul, they were able to dish out 5 finishes, but the damage was way too high. Look at that, 1599. So it seems like that pretty close to the 1600 marker to be precise. On the other corner, GZM, well, they were able to dish out a 1000 amount of damage, 1000 points of a damage, but eventually when it comes to the killing streak, they had only 3 frags. Meanwhile, if we talk about the grenade kills, Inco's Squash GM is definitely the guy who is going to get those 2 amazing kills coming from the nades that he was able to dish out. On the other corner, Becker, another guy from Inco, the same team which was able to get the 20-point game in their favor, is going to be there with another set of 2 eliminations. If we talk about Honor Soul, Satarzin, whatever the name is, he was able to secure 1 elimination with the nade. From Honor Soul, this is the guy, and from GZM Esports, it's GZM's Hugo, which was able to secure 1 good nade. On the other corner, if we talk about the headshot kill, from that corner we have got Mandrakes, Dark Jose with 1 elimination. If we talk about Inco's White Vitali, that is another beautiful guy with 1 elimination in his favor. But if we talk about EYC's Diego, although he finished off quite early, but then again he had a 1 headshot kill in his favor.
Now I guess it's going to be about the most utilities used. We are having Federal again. I mean, this guy likes to be there. I mean, he's everywhere. 11 utilities used from this particular game. Day 2, match number 1, match number 6 in this entire week, I would say, in the name of Miramar. 11 utilities used from Federal. We are going to have Rafina with 11 utilities as well. Nicholas not so far behind with 10. And then we have Nunes with 9 utilities that he has used. But match ranking, ladies and gentlemen, Inco Gaming for you, 10 position points, 20 elimination points, and 30 points in total, surviving for about 22 minutes and 43 seconds. That's, I believe, the entire match duration in itself. And then we have Mandrakes Esports with 4 position points, 8 eliminations, and 12 points for themselves. Hornet Souls with 11. There's a huge gap between #1 and #2.
Exactly, there is a gap. Reason being the number of finishes. That's absolutely amazing, to be honest. But the team which actually came at the 2nd position, look at that, they're stuck at the 3rd position in the match ranking because they didn't have a lot of finishes that was required to actually compensate those amazing position points that they were able to dish out. But on the other corner, XTEAM, look at their position, 0 points. Same goes to Alpha 7 Esports. Smoke Esports also 0 points. Loops Esports also went out the early. I believe Loop Esports was the first one team which went out way too early, and that was a fight which was against Zebra Master. So in the San Mateo region.
See, now when the fights turned out to be the way they were, and the results are the way they are to be, what I'm able to see is more the finishes that the top 3 to top 5 teams have, 0 is what we are able to see from the bottom 3 or bottom 4. I mean, it's quite self-explanatory on why that kind of situation is happening, but I'm sure XTEAM and the other teams that were with no points from this particular game will want to bounce back from the next one. It's going to be the map of Erangel. Probably XTEAM's the favorite map could be Erangel, where they outperform all the teams. Probably a chicken dinner for them. But heading towards the match statistics, 2 meters longest elimination distance. I mean, that's the only thing which fascinates me, but it's not quite big of a number as compared to the day 1 for now.
Okay, that's okay. On the other corner, if we talk about the throwables being used, that's 198. Airdrops being noted, that's 3. If we talk about the total headshots appointed, that was 5. Total rescues were 13 players were rescued. I mean, the revivals were definitely there, but the knockouts are looking good. The total eliminations are looking good. But when it comes to another detail like overall ranking, if I talk about that, Stan, look at that. There is a buffer of 3 points between Inco Gaming and Zebra Master. Although it's not huge, but definitely that is a buffer that we are talking about. Honored Souls on the other corner is going to have 38 points. We have got EYC Gaming with 38 points as well. GZM Esports with 37 points. Same goes to Influence Gaming with 37 points. Black Dragons with 35 points. Rise Esports with also another set of 35 points. Seems like that the top second to sixth teams are actually second to 8 team to be precise about repeating their own scorecards. XTEAM on the other corner is going to have 31. Corinthians also having the 31 pointer in their favor. Knife and Skull with 28 points, but there is a buffer between Knife and Skull and Flamingo Esports, which might actually play their first game in the upcoming match of, I believe, E-ERANGEL.
See, Flamingo still has another match. I'm sure if they're going to play their cards right, I mean, against the players, against the teams who have already played 5 matches, they definitely have one extra match with them. And when I was able to see the second page, I mean, we'll talk about that a bit later. 18, 19, and 20. Smoke Esports, Team Predators, Storm Gaming, and Alpha 7. They will have to do something better to make the situations good for them. But again, talking about Flamingo, what I was able to see is in the entire second page, if I'm not wrong, that was the only squad that there was with 4 matches that they played against the 5 matches that the other teams have played. So if they're going to play the next match properly, in their favor, probably it's going to be really good for them. Probably they'll be able to see in themselves in the first chart. But enough spoken, we will talk more but after a short break.
Back again after the first beautiful match, to be precise, a record-breaking match coming from Inco Gaming's corner. Expectations are there. Let's see what kind of expectations are actually going to be there. But eventually, we have got the schedule as well, so you will get to know which is the next upcoming match. Remember, guys, a 30-pointer coming from Inco's corner. That's a brief summary for you guys for the day. But match number 7 is going to be in the map of E-ERANGEL, the base one, the classic one, where everybody knows the Urukan corners.
E-ERANGEL is what we all are going to look forward to, because that particular map is probably everybody's favorite. But the Flight C-130 has taken its departure, flying through these map of favorites, I guess I would call that. So it's going to start all the way from east this time, going all the way towards the west. I guess the end is going to be near or towards the western sides of Gatka. Melta Power is going to begin from. I'm excited to see on how many teams are going to go to the military base island, and if there is going to be a clash there. Are you expecting something similar, Raider?
I'm not even expecting. I just want to see that. I just want to see those initial clashes because I just love it when the initial clashes are there, when the initial takedowns are going to be there. But the table toppers, are they there in the lobby? That's a big question. Is Inco Gaming is going to play that match, this particular match? Yes, of course they're going to be there. Inco Gaming is there, present, trying to survive, trying to actually pull through the match. Seems like that they're actually dunking towards the areas of shelter, so that could be another beautiful area where the fights might actually spawn. On the other corner, if we talk about the Milta region or the farm region, yes, the implications of that particular fight is going to be there, but the team has been eliminated. Or was it some kind of glitch? I thought I saw for a moment a black of getting eliminated, but no, that could have been a glitch. Apart from that, the play zone is looking quite sharp. The play zone is actually going to be on the northwestern corner.
See, now this was something which I was definitely expecting because the flight trajectory is favoring the southern side. So I was definitely expecting the zone to be favoring the northern side. But looks like the way the zone is, I'm expecting the end zones to be somewhere between Chochapol and Rozog. The three, I mean, there's a small island in between the northern ones and the main one. I guess the zone might be there, and nearest to it, I'm able to see Knife and Skull. Rise is also quite nearby to it, and I guess Black Dragons is what I'm able to see in the areas of the. I'm so sorry, I forgot the name, but I guess it is the Water City.
Between Rozak and Georgipul.
Yes, I guess it's
Yeah, that's the Water City. Yeah.
Yes, so probably we are able to see Black Dragons over there, but for now, Brazilian killers in the areas of Gatka looting for themselves, no drop contested. They are going to be happy with this.
Indeed, they are, because they've got the opportunity, they've got the insight that was required regarding taking that particular fight, to be honest. But let's see what happens for now. Knife and Skull, a beautiful team indeed. A lot of expectations are there from our corner regarding this team. Rozak is here where they're looting. No contestment whatsoever in the region. But coming back to the point that aggression might not help a lot of team for now, because the right strategies, the right manpower is something which is going to help a lot of teams. But there are 87, 90 players approximately, which is 87 or 90 viewers, which are approximately there in the stream. Only 70 likes, guys. Make sure to actually hit that 100 like marker if you guys can. But smoke on the other one.
This is not fair. No. I mean, I'm gonna request all the audience out here who are watching the stream, support us by liking the stream, guys. This is going to actually motivate us to bring you what we are actually, or probably even more than what you could have expected. So definitely show your support by liking the stream and also subscribing to the channel. Ruthless is doing a wonderful job, and so are we, trying to cater to what you guys might love to watch. But yeah, back to the game, Raider, and back to you.
The game is definitely looking good, and I hope so that this kind of game is actually going to create a lot of ruckus in the lobby. Specifically talking about Flamingo Esports, Milta is the region where there are no clashes whatsoever for them. Definitely a very passive approach is coming in. Everybody's just trying to loot and figure out where the attachments should go on and what kind of utilities they should go with. But the info section is in the hands of Flamingo Esports. Agitate. Can he actually prove its worth? Because M4 is a gun that you can use it in the close quarters, or you can use it in the mid-range fight. Switch to the tap shots and you can actually use it in the long range as well. So that's definitely a gun that you can actually pull through with some good blows. But on the other one, if we talk about XTEAM, they're just trying to, this is not a training area. They're trying to actually just maintain their peace and eventually practice their aim and precision. But when there is nobody in the vicinity, I guess you can do that.
See, I mean, well, you don't have anybody. Why not just practice some things that you actually wanted to and didn't get time to? But okay, talking about EYC gaming, we have Diego. Really survived that he could have in the map of Miramar. He did a good job, I must say. And then we have Pankada, an amazing player in his name itself. I mean, I definitely saw a lot of action coming in from his end in the day one. Let's see on what this particular team can bring for this day and in this match. For now, they are looting and they do not really have anybody around, which is good for them. Now they are also in the entire regions of Georgopol city, and they are also covering hospital. I guess they are going to get enough loot.
I mean, the loot is not going to be a very questionable mark at this point, because everybody is looting in their own vicinities. Nobody is there to contest them. So you can just easily be calm and loot, get whatever you want, and then eventually pull through with the fights in the upcoming future. Sci-Fi Esports is a great name, to be honest, but eventually the performance was not that on point or on par in the previous 5 matches that we witnessed yesterday. But today's first match for Sci-Fi Esports is definitely a match I would love to see, where they are actually going to give that kind of strong comeback if it is possible. But Alpha 7 on the other corner is another beautiful team. still stuck at the third page. It's not about the qualification, it's all about winning the week one. Is it going to be possible for them? That's a bigger question. And meanwhile, guys, make sure to actually remember that there is, I guess, 20 teams which are divided in group of five, group of four teams per group, and eventually there are 5 groups to be precise. So definitely the group distribution is there. The round robin type of method is actually being used, and you can see that in the match number 7 we have got group A, B, C, and E. So group D is sitting out. They're waiting for their opportunity in the next upcoming stages, in the next upcoming matches, and meanwhile they are also trying to just recuperate the strategies that is requiring. That is actually going to be very important, to be honest. The Zebra Master on the other corner manages to shoot down. Oh, the damage is there definitely, and that's Honored Soul, if I'm not wrong, which is getting tagged around.
Well, the fight has already begun, but not a single knock that we are able to see. The damage has been given, but not as significant as somebody getting off the game. But for now, XTEAM is outside the zone. They will have to find themselves in, because that's where they will be able to find few finishes for themselves. But Brazilian Killers, a good position that they have, but against them we are able to see Zebra Masters got eliminated early. They are now on the second position, dethroned, but they are definitely looking forward to, you know, claim it back for themselves. Do we have Inco Gaming in this one? I really want to see a battle that is going to be against Zebra Masters and Inco Gaming. That's something that I'm actually looking forward to.
If the battle comes in, it could be a very fruitful one for us as a caster or as an audience, to be honest, but eventually for the teams it can be quite devastating, because that could be a blow where the whole team can be wiped out, or eventually 1 or 2 members would have been surviving from the corner. Inco Gaming meanwhile are trying their level best to tag around if there is any sense of enemy, if there is any essence of that enemy to be possessed. But Influence Gaming, that's another beautiful team from whose angle I believe the shots should be delivered. They're stuck at #6 for now at the leaderboard, so definitely having those points is going to be a big question. If you guys remember, Inco was a team which was having just 27 points previous to the first match of the day number 2. What they did, they were able to secure a 30-pointer game, and with that there was a huge jump of 30 points, and with that they are now at #1 with 57 points. Although there is not a lot of buffer, there's just a buffer of 4 points to the team which is stuck at the second position, the runner-up one. But Smoke on the other corner managed to take one down. That's amazing. Smoke Esports is trying to pick one frag. That is going to be a very effective one, to be precise. It's EYC which is at the question. Seems like that Adrian is completely going to fall out. The knockout guy is not going to get any kind of revival, and that's it for him.
So the fight is happening in the areas of Georgopol Hill, and this hill is definitely a pleasant place for Smoke, but not so good for EYC. EYC has decided to rotate out from here. They did understand that this particular fight is not theirs. A good decision. A fallback is definitely always an option for any team out there. What I believe is that if you are not so confident about that particular fight, because see, sometimes you will have to engage, there's no choice. But when you have the choice, and if you're able to make that favorable for yourself, then there's an engagement, and you definitely will be able to pick few lovely frags for yourself. But if not, fallback is what is a good option, and that's exactly what EYC has done. They lost a player, I guess he took one for the team, and I guess that really worked out for them. 3 men are still surviving, but looking at the stats, I was talking about this player, EYC Pankada. 12 finishes for himself, 1653 damage that he has given at Rien, with 7 eliminations, 1758 damage, and 4 assists. They are at the 14th rank. I mean, this particular individual player is at the 14th rank, but I guess if there is a consistency coming in, then I'm sure this particular team, as a team and as an individual, will be able to outperform the teams that they are contesting. But for now, we have Team TP questioning and challenging EYC Gaming in this particular vicinity.
16 teams, 63 players. How often should I actually coin the term that survival is very important, but even eventually as a caster, I believe a lot of passive game is coming in. Teams are actually going for those passive approaches, and eventually they're just waiting for the safe zones to actually push forward them, and maybe bring back a little bit more closeness between the teams. The proximity should increase, and after that the fights might actually come in. But Brazilian Killers, a team which everybody should fear, but seems like that everybody is able to counter them. Alpha 7 on the other corner is also getting shattered. 2 good members of Alpha 7 Esports are about to get questioned. Inco Gaming definitely managed to wipe out 1 out of the Alpha 7's 4 men standing that were there. What is happening to Maito? How is he rotating? Look at that. The slam goes in. Seems like that he's completely going to slam him.
Oh,
But even after the HP was not there, this guy was able to completely shut him down. And with that, we can clearly see that it was a very unfruitful push that came from Alpha 7's corner. And now Alpha 7 should just completely bail out from here because it's Inco Gaming. Remember, guys, that is a team which was able to secure 30-pointer game. You should fall back.
see, now their hands are heated up. They are ready for the fights. It's a 1v1 situation. Alpha 7's player not able to do much. Inco definitely capitalizes, but what Inco has to realize is that Alpha 7 is not the only squad around. We have EYC against them, and EYC's gun game is as strong and as good as Inco. So we are definitely going to see a good battle over here against the gun games that we always wanted to see. But I guess a utility use might also come in hand. EYC for now, they are going to hide themselves between the crates. A good decision, a wise decision, I must say. Not much of a significant damage that they will be able to churn out from this much of a distance, but if they're able to get a knock, that knock probably might be able to close this particular the distance between these both teams. But how fruitful can it be for EYC is what the question was, and I guess they have decided not to actually engage in this fight anymore because they are actually outside the zone as well. But for Inco Gaming, the position that they are holding is quite a crucial one, and it is being able to, I mean, we are able to locate them in the map somewhere, holding a squad house which is towards the east side of Georgia Pole, and they are getting attacked simultaneously from two squads in the name of Alpha 7 and EYC.
Well, to say the least, I believe they're just trying to lure a lot of enemy for now. Rise Esports on the other corner, they're trying to rotate, they're trying to figure out where they should actually reside. Already, I guess their teammates have already found a safe haven, and in this particular area, a lot of teams would actually punch them from many angles to be precise, and it can be quite critical for them to survive for now. But let's see how far they will be going, and what kind of impact these guys are actually going to bring. Pretty much secluded for now. Nobody is here to contest them. So yes, they are actually going to be happy. But then apart from that, they have to scout, and that's what these guys are trying to do. If we talk about AKF's GGG, this is the member which is trying to scout from multiple angles where the enemy could be coming in. XTEAM on the other corner, that's another big team, another big name in the lobby, but still stuck at #9. They are also waiting for the right opportunity to strike on. Seems like that team number 4 is also coming up at the close quarters. So definitely there could be a fight between these two teams. Oh, SCCP is one good member, managed to take one down from Team Influence CHEMIN.
Corinthians coming in the gameplay. Well, what a game that they had in the previous one. Quite an average, I must say. But they are a bit consistent. They are slowly and steadily climbing the leaderboard. They are at the 10th position for now, but the point difference is not much. It's, I mean, a good game with a chicken dinner, and we'll be able to see Corinthians in the top 5. That is what I'm going to believe. But for now, SCCP is wanting to battle against this squad in the name of Influence Gaming. A few needs that are going to be exchanged, but I don't see both these squads interested in engaging in this particular fight. But I'm okay. I guess I will have to correct myself. There is definitely some checking going on for the location that Corinthians are holding, but let's see on how fruitful is this going to be. Okay, so SCCP has decided to bail out from this fight. They have fallen back because, well, the zone is what is more important than taking this particular fight.
Exactly, having the zone advantage is going to be very important, and eventually I believe the players are rooting for that. They're trying their best to figure out where the zone advantage is going to be there. What kind of compounds they should actually go for is going to be the big question. But on the other corner, look at that, it's Team Influence Gaming still trying to struggle around. Alpha 7's players are also rotating on the back foot. So there are a lot of, I guess, pixels where the fights can actually change them. Meanwhile, there is a spray coming in from Corinthians corner. Oh, that was a beautiful pick indeed coming from the corner. But I believe the finishes are actually getting traded up. So once again, things can change quite rapidly. But seems like that 16 teams are still surviving.
Well, that was a rookie mistake coming from Influence Kevin. He was out in the open, and, well, a shot on him was a definite knock, and Corinthians was definitely able to capitalize that situation for themselves. But two players surviving for now, one getting shot, he will be taken out. Law is the name, and he's definitely able to churn out the damage that is required for his team. He is going to be the final person surviving. It's a 1v1 situation between both these squads, but if there is a team who's going to watch this fight, I guess they'll be able to capitalize from this one, and I guess that is exactly what is happening, because from the from from the finish feed that I'm able to see, Alpha 7 did notice that there is an engagement between two teams, and they definitely, took this for themselves, and they took one finish for themselves. And Influence Gaming as well didn't get eliminated against the team that they were fighting. It was Inco Gaming from behind who was able to capitalize the situation, because they were in a favorable position inside the zone, and they definitely got few finishes from there. But talking about X Team, they are interested to take a fight in this areas of ruins.
Well, they are now. They want to actually gain those points. Is it going to be a possibility? That's a big question for now. Yes, they're trying to shut a lot of possibilities. But look at that. A beautiful takedown might actually come in. That nade can impact those guys. Let's see. Is it a possibility? Oh, yeah. The nade was so on point. Zebra Master is not looking happy.
It was quite cooked. It was quite cooked. It was quite precise, and that definitely was something expected from this particular lineup. X Team, all the 4 players surviving. An amazing finish, I must say. I mean, X Team, they are wanting to prove themselves, and how else could they prove? Zebra Masters is what they had to fight against. They definitely capitalized for that particular fight for themselves, and good job, I must say. X Team, great man, great guys.
Exactly, man. Exactly. What a performance indeed coming from the corner. Hoping that eventually this kind of performance is going to be persistent from the corner. Smoke, if I talk about them, one finish is what they are actually getting for now. But they are still waiting for the right opportunity. Seems like that Flamingo Esports is also in trouble. A knockout comes in, knocking through the door. It's Rise Esports. Seems like that they are trying to completely rip apart every possibilities which is going to be there. They're trying their level best to overcompensate and eventually gain as many as points. Another beautiful knockout could be coming in soon. But it's Rise Esports which is getting shattered. Yes, they came bombarding through the door, but now it seems like that Flamingo Esports is going to take them down bit by bit. Mufasa, the last man standing of his team, the Lion is surviving, but for now the damage is coming up indeed, and now with that he also gets finished off beyond the Water City scout house.
Not much that they could have done. I guess they didn't really dip their toe in the water before actually committing to the entire fight. Unplanned move is what I will call. From the way the fight turned out to be, Flamingo didn't really expect that kind of aggression coming from Rise Esports, I believe. But well, Rise has been taken out of the equation. X Team still really confident with their gun game and another fight that they are engaging, and they are definitely able to capitalize. 3 versus 1 situation. The job is done. Papa Kill takes it all, and Papa Kill is definitely going to be happy with the way that he managed to make sure that his team is surviving. One player was taken down, and I'm sure he'll be given the revive. But look at X Team's position. Now they are going to be in a place from where the zone looks really far.
Exactly, it does, but let's see what happens from them. What kind of rotations these guys are actually going to bring to the table is a bigger question for now. But yes, the approach is looking good. I mean, a lot of decimation could come in. Alpha 7's last man standing is just barely holding it to his HP, barely holding to his life. But I believe very soon the casualty might be there, because a lot of teams are going to rotate. Specifically, if we talk about kill knife in skull to be precise, yes, they are pretty much close to them. A nade comes in. That was a very brilliant nade. Splash damage is there, and that is why Alpha 7's this guy particularly has to fall back, maybe come back even stronger in this particular fight. He could actually go for the blow, but from the back end, I believe some more shots are coming in. This is not going to be a fight where he's going to survive, and yes, exactly that's the thing.
Alpha 7 gets picked off, and Knife and Skull is definitely going to be happy. But from the other side, from the west side, Brazilian Killers definitely having their name printed in bold for now, gets into the water, because well, that is exactly what they can do for now. But Brazilian Killers are doing this very smart thing where 2 players are inside the water while 2 players are holding the ground, giving them the cover. But for how long? Because well, the players who were there on the land are already picked up, and that is going to be from the side of Team Predators. 2 beautiful finishes for him, but he gets spotted and he gets picked off, and that name is going to be X Team. X Team chose to rotate first, and that is definitely adding to an advantage for themselves.
Indeed it is. But right now, if we talk about the impact, yeah, that is going to be quite critical. But besides the survival is at a question, so definitely they should fall back. They should actually come back with some good changes of the angles. But Storm Gaming, oh, that was amazing. The shots are looking good. The player is in the water body, so some nades can actually cut the deal for them.
Well, players are in the water. That is a fish. I must say, I'm not gonna call them players. I'm gonna call them fish. And the players who are trying to hunt those fishes, I mean, it's kind of fishing that is going on. But Storm Gaming caught in the open. Inco, I don't know how they really do it, but they are always able to find a really good sweet spot inside the zone, and from there they are definitely just preying down every person that they're able to see. XTEAM in a questionable position for now. Getting inside the zone is definitely looking quite not possible, but if they still make it, kudos to them. But for now, I guess Papa Kill is the only person. He's moving out in the open. The shots are taken from the sides of Inco Gaming, with Charlie trying to connect as many shots as possible, but Storm will be giving the final blow. X team gets eliminated with 12 elimination points for themselves. That's a good beginning for them, and if they continue with that, it's going to be great. But now the position of Flamingo is now in a question. I mean, if they're able to get inside the zone, good, but probably quite difficult.
Changing the pace of the game is going to be very important for now. I believe if you have the right advantage, then I guess these finishes, these kills are something which is going to be quite advantageous for you. But seems like that Inco Gaming is still on a rampage. They've got the 8 frags. In the last match, they had 20. In this particular matchup, they are again building up those points. That is actually going to be quite important. So, to be precise, I'm quite happy to see Inco Gaming being so consistent and immediately not letting any other team, should I say, to come back in this kind of facility where they're actually going to become the topper. That's amazing. Shots are coming in.
Wow.
Maybe able to finish one off from Flamingo Esports, but no, the tracing was not that on point.
Well, Storm Gaming is definitely doing a good job of surviving under the bridge. They are trying to take as many finishes as they can, but Inco Gaming's position is the most sweetest of them all. Look at from the sides of Becker. He's able to see Knife and Skull. He's able to see. He will be able to see Storm. He will definitely be able to see Flamingo as well. But all these fishes are now going to fight against each other. And who's going to be the shark? That's the question that has to be answered. For now, a Molotov goes through the sides of Storm against Flamingo. It does the job. Both the players are getting picked up, and Storm is definitely going to be happy. But Inco comes in, and they're like, hey guys, I'm here still, and I'm gonna be over here trying to be the boss and trying to get as many finishes as possible. But Storm Gaming is still battling this out for themselves. Will they be able to get them? Will they be able to get Inco Gaming out of the equation and claim a chicken dinner for themselves? I will definitely want something like that to happen. But in all of this, Knife and Skull is out of the game.
Definitely, that could be the probability, but let's see what kind of probabilities these guys are actually going to bring to the table. A lot of teams are changing the pace of the game. Inco with 10 amazing frags. Another nade comes in. That was absolutely amazing. Inco seems to actually have the advantage of the game. They're pretty much close to having the advantage and eventually securing the winner chicken dinner. But is it that easy? Well, not at all. But then again, this is how the domination will be persistent. This is how the kind of finishes that we were talking about is going to come in the lobby. I'm quite happy and quite stoked to see Inco Gaming with 12 amazing finishes, and the last one standing on the back end is going to be in the water body. Definitely impossible for now to actually go with those amazing frags. Yes, he gets spotted and gets traded off. 13, okay, 13 or 12 frags, I believe. Yeah, 13 frags is what these guys are actually going to have. A 23-pointer game indeed. That's absolutely lovely. Previous to this, 30-pointer, now 23-pointer. Oh man, in just 2 matches, more than 50 points.
Unstoppable. That's the word. That's the word, Raider, that you should be looking for. Back-to-back chicken dinners, and not just any. It's a big one. They've got a big chicken in the previous game. A good big chicken in this one as well. I guess they are going to be the team that there is. I mean, no challenge left, I believe, for now, until they actually do not maintain this consistency. But if not, they're looking quite good.
No dethroning, to be precise. There was a buffer of 4 points, but now the buffer is going to be enormous.
See, now the buffer of 4 points that you're talking about, I guess on the second, I mean, the team that was holding the second position, Black Masters, that's the name if I'm not wrong.
Zebra Masters.
Zebra Masters. I don't know why I'm calling them Black. Okay, but yeah.
There is Black Dragons and Zebra Masters.
Right. So Zebra Masters, they got eliminated quite early in the game when they had a battle in the regions of Ruins against XTEAM. Well, XTEAM did a wonderful job there, but they were not really able to survive. But talking about Inco and that particular squad in the name of Zebra Masters, now the gap is going to be quite huge, and for Zebra Masters to cover it, they have to have good games after this point of time.
Exactly, they do have to have some important games. some games where they're actually going to get the chickens, and along with that, maybe 20 or 15 pointer game at the least. So that is actually going to be quite important because Inco Gaming seems like they are actually going to be consistent. But now let's talk about the teams to watch, which were the 4 teams that were able to showcase a lot of talent in this previous match. So it was Inco Gaming, first of all. They traveled for more than 11,000 meters. That actually shows a rotation of approximately 12 kilometers. That's amazing. When it comes to the throwables being used, we had, I believe, a total of 10 nades, 10 smokes. 23 minutes is what they were surviving for in the game. If we talk about XTEAM from their corner particularly, we had another set of amazing match where they were able to travel more than 8,500 meters. Throwables used were 7 and the smokes were 11 from their corner.
See, now with this particular statistics that we have got, one thing that I've understood is that Inco Gaming wants to put themselves in a place where they know that they can capitalize this entire situation for them, not just in the map of Miramar. That same strategy was followed in the map of ERANGEL. What Inco is doing is trying to find a good position for themselves, and from that particular area, they are trying to hunt down all the players that they are able to see. And well, it's working really good for them, and I guess if they're going to continue this, they're going to be unstoppable, like I told about. But talking about the eliminations and damages, Inco Gaming 13 finishes from 2111 damage, 12 finishes for XTEAM. Amazing job from them, I must say. An amazing game for them with 1688 damage. That's quite a number.
Indeed it is, but the eliminations and damage fees can clearly showcase us there were quite a few teams which are trying to dish this kind of damage, to be precise. Okay, finally, if I talk about Storm, they had 6 eliminations, to be precise, and if I talk about the number of damage, that was amazing, 916 to be precise. If I talk about Smoke, 1 finish, same goes for Kill, Knife and Skull. And if I talk about Brazilian Killers, also the same approach was there, although the damage was way too high, but eventually securing those finishes is what they failed to do.
Well, see, again, we are able to see a lot of play from teams from the bottom with no points from this particular game. But if you're able to see this, Inco Gaming in this particular game, they were able to get about 13 finishes, XTEAM with 12, and Flamingo with 11. There is, I mean, talking about the top 3 from the previous match as compared to this one, the eliminations are not really, gathered with only the top 3. It is actually divided with all the teams out there. So the zeros that we were able to see for the teams that ended, I mean, that got eliminated earlier, quite early in the game, that is, it is quite significantly less than Miramar. But for now, Zebra Masters were on the top of the table. No points from this particular game. They are going to be in a bit of a panic.
Indeed they are. I mean, the pressure is obviously going to be immense. But let's see what kind of pressure these guys are actually going to bring to the table. Sci-Fi Esports, if I talk about that team, which is actually at the bottom, they're unable to even score a single point. So that is something which is making me worry at this point. If we talk about the match summary, you can clearly see that the highest elimination was actually from the favor of XTEAM Papakil. That was the guy. As per the name suggests, he was the chart in terms of the finishes that he was able to secure. 6 eliminations to be precise from the back end. If we talk about flags, that is Flamingo Esports, if I'm not wrong. From Flamingo
Yes, it is
Gigante.
Flamingo
Gigante.
Yeah, that's the name. Yeah.
So yeah, they were able to secure approximately 1000 damage. This guy particularly, he was able to secure that kind of damage. ISSS also comes from the same team that is known as XTEAM. And when it comes to Knife and Skull, from their corner, it's Syndra who was able to use the highest amount of healings.
So that's about the match summary. Heading towards the match 36. 273, not so bad, but quite far behind the numbers that we were able to see from the previous day. But 58 eliminations, 6,071 total healings, 52 knocks. I guess Playzone actually did a lot of damage to the teams. 149 throwables used, 1 drop looted in total, and a total of 10 headshots with 10 rescues that we were able to see. See, now I will be able to actually be sure about why there are less elimination and less knocks, is because the zone played a really vital role. The zone was actually moving left, right, center, and teams were on always on the wheels, and that's why we saw a lot of rotation coming from Inco Gaming in the numbers of meters that they traveled. But Inco Gaming, the unstoppable, About 30 point of a difference, 26 to be precise, 80 points. Will Inco be able to get 100 point? Will they be able to cross that mark from the next game that they're going to play? What do you have to say, Raider?
Highly unlikely, to be precise. The way Inco Gaming is actually becoming consistent, there is a lot of hope that the other teams will be able to change the pace. But can you see that the number of matches that Inco played in the top 5 teams, I believe every single team have played that number of matches. 6 matches are done from the corner. Teams like Flamingo, Esports, Black Dragons, they have played 5 matches. So definitely these are the few teams I can hope for, and they are actually going to have the advantage in the 6th one that they are going to play. Maybe come back even stronger in the lobby, and if that happens, yes, Inco Gaming might be actually in trouble.
But heading towards the second chart, that is the second side of the points table, Flamingo Esports leading this one at the 9th position with 37 points. Black Dragons 35 points. Corinthians slowly and steadily climbing. It's good for them. 34. Knife and Skull with 33. Mandrakes with 25, Storm Gaming with 18, Smoke Esports with 18, and Brazilian Killers with 16. See, Brazilian Killers were definitely having my eyes on them, but that was only limited to the first few games in the day one, post which they have had a bad the bad matches that we can see. But I am hoping that they bounce back. But the worry actually begins from the page 3. We have Sci-Fi, Loops, Team Predators, and Alpha 7. Alpha 7 after 6 matches. Raider, after 6 matches, they only have been able to manage to get 8 points. I mean, it's a worry that they will have to be taking.
We'll talk about that after a short break, and then we'll be bringing the third match for the day. Well, after a short break, as promised, we are back on the desk. My name is Reda. Along with me, it's Echo Boy, which is going to tell you the story of the second match. A brief summary to be precise, and after that, we'll move on to the third match.
See, we really have limited time, you see, because Ruthless presents this particular pro scrims that is happening for the Brazil region. Every game is happening right after the next one, so we don't really have much of a time. So taking this few seconds, match number 2 in the game of E-ERANGEL, we definitely saw big names coming down in the initial match itself. And the teams like XTEAM, I must definitely mention them. They got eliminated somewhere when they were in the top 7, but they managed to get about 12 elimination for themselves. That definitely helped them to climb the leaderboard. I am expecting a lot from their side, but I'm also having my eyes on Corinthians. Slow and steady race that they are having, but they have to buckle up, because that one name there, ladies and gentlemen, Inco Gaming, 80 points with that throne held strong for themselves. And at the second position, we have Zebra Masters. I guess I got the name right this time, with 54 points. It's actually a 26-point difference. Right now, from here, if all the teams are able to continue their consistency, and if Zebra Masters in particular are able to take a fight against Inco Gaming in the initial game itself, and they're able to eliminate them, or any team is able to eliminate Inco Gaming in the next one, and Zebra Masters actually capitalize that particular game with higher eliminations, then probably they'll be able to claim the throne back. But for now, Inco Game is going to enjoy that.
Well, they are, because they've got the buffer, they've got the advantage. So that's definitely something which everybody wanted to actually have from the start of the tournament. But now it's Inco Gaming, which is actually on par, as Ruthless IP Esports is typing on the comments. So that's absolutely amazing. Guess the firing performances there from Inco's corner. I just hope that consistency is going to be prevailed. But another side of me as a caster want to see some other faces. I want to see some new teams coming up on the back end areas, and I want to see Inco Gaming being dethroned before the 5 matches for the day actually ends. So, as I said, this is the day of the comeback. This is the day where things can change quite critically. After seeing the first day, I believe now teams are actually coming up with some new strategies, and those strategies are working. For Inco Gaming specifically, the strategies are working. But tomorrow it's going to be the day. It's the day of the judgment day to be precise. That's what I love to call it. If there is a tournament of 3 days, the first day is going to be the initiation day or the inauguration, whatever you want to call it out. Second day, the day of comeback, where you learn from the first day and eventually come back even stronger. And the judgment day, give you 110%, whatever you know, actually dish out in the lobby and just go out of guns blazing, I believe. So that is the kind of meta maybe we are going to witness. On the other one, if we talk about Miramar, well, that's not a glitch, guys. Yes, it's the same team which is going to repeat 2 good matches. So yeah, the number of finishes are actually going to be a little bit more on the shaky corner when it comes to the match number 7. They had only 13, but that also impacted quite a bit because now they have a buffer of more than 20 plus points in the leaderboard. Now the map of Miramar is going to come in. Definitely a beautiful map indeed. Once again, the landmass area is going to be there. I just hope that the zone is once again going to go shift towards the Puerto Paraíso region. Definitely that is the play zone I would love to see, but eventually it's not that easy. I guess just 2 or 3 games out of 100 games are actually going to be there in that vicinity. So hoping for that is not impossible, but yeah, it is pretty much difficult.
See, you know what? I'm actually going to talk about the glitch. If it is a glitch, I'm still happy to see that glitch happening again, but I guess Inco Gaming will not be playing this match of Miramar because 2 matches back to back. I guess the third one is where they get the break. So Inco Gaming is not going to be in this particular one because they've already had 6 matches in total from yesterday and today. They will have one or two more matches from the day. But in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, C-130 has taken aboard. This is going to be the pilot in the name of Echo Boy with me, the co-pilot being a Raider, taking you through this map of sands. The game begins now.
Side path, Los Angeles to Torre Amada. Definitely a decent one to be precise, but eventually the edges of El Pozo or Montanova, La Triela, Chomosera are going to be a little bit more far-fetched. Reaching out to those areas is not going to be that easy as compared to areas like Los Angeles, Impala, Puerto Paraíso as well. I was rooting for that particular play zone, but if it does come in, that would be amazing. Apart from that, seems like that things can change quite rapidly for the people which might actually jump in Picado. I believe Picado is going to be the area where once again a clash will be there. The team could be Smoke or Storm, or along with that particular team, it could be teams like Brazilian Killers or Flamengo could actually go there, or even Loops Esports could actually go there. So definitely looking forward to see what team is going to go for the Pegado region. But specifically, if I talk about XTEAM, they have got the back-end areas, or should I say the southern western areas of the Los Leones. Now they're going to loot those compounds, then slowly maybe push to the Los Leones, and after that maybe fight back. But first of all, let's see where the play zone is also going to should I say come, because that will change a lot of things in the lobby. The rotations that these people actually want to cut, that might change rapidly, and the other things also go side by side. But on the other corner, the jump is there. Maybe there. Oh, the play zone is fairly central. Pecado could be a great hub where the teams might actually jump.
So Picardo, like you were talking about, that region is where we always see two teams going, but one is not going to play this one right now, you know. So Smoke is going to get that area for themselves, but Hassandia Del Patron, like always, will be jam-packed. Loops is what we are going to see in this particular game against the Zebra Masters. Zebra Masters have a lot to gain from this particular match. They will want to survive in this fight of 4v4. Will they be able to do it? It's a question, but if they are able to do it, then well, they're going to have a good fun. But well, Zebra Masters already on a roll with to attack. They definitely managed to take one off, but Rafa also gets picked in trade, so it's going to be an equalizer for now. VSS in a close range, not the gun that we would prefer, but that's the one which they got. Zebra Masters is capitalizing the situation. Two finishes already with them. Rafa is still on his knees. Revival is already initiated. It's a 2v3. I must actually say it's a 2v2 situation because one is knocked and one is giving a revival. Now it's a 1v2 situation for Cardo there. He was able to get one player off, but he has got his HP quite low. Zebra Masters was gaining this particular fight for themselves, but looks like they are also put in a bit of a question because one player is off. One player was already finished it, but enough spoken. Loop Esports gets off. Okay. Rafa with a bit more aggression that we could actually see. Zebra Masters will win this one. Loses one. Zada, Neil Zada, I guess his name, took one for the team. Two blows from his side. There's some celebration going on. What will you have to say about this, Raider?
The loss of the individual that is actually going to be there is going to be critical in the next upcoming circles. That loss can actually become a huge dent in the glory of that particular team. But apart from that, yes, those 4 frags are absolutely lovely. Seems like that Zebra Master is going to actually have every single advantage in this lobby because Inco is not there. The team which was at the top of the list is not there in the lobby presently. So definitely they are actually trying their level best to get the win over the Chicken. If it is going to be possible, despite of not having the right manpower, things can be looking quite good for the team particularly. But on the other corner, in the northern corner, we have got GZM. On the eastern flank, I guess we have got another beautiful team, that's Storm Esports, finally rooting for some safe havens. Otherwise they actually love to indulge in a clash, and the result is not lovely, to be honest, to be fair. Smoke on the other corner, we have got Kinetos. I mean, Smoke is specifically a team which loves to drop in the Los Angeles region and sorry, to be precise, Picardo region. And Picardo, a lot of facilities are there. For example, you've got the arena, you've got the L-shaped building, you've got the 5-story building, the red buildings are there. So definitely a lot of player areas to actually play with, and these areas are obviously going to help them a lot when it comes to the initiation of those fights. On the back end, 15 teams, 59 players are surviving. As we were talking about it, the foremost team which actually got eliminated is going to be Loops Esports with just one frag in this particular matchup. So that's a big loss for the team once again.
Um, See, talking about Loops has been adamant to be always in the areas of Hacienda del Patron. It has always been Loops versus Zebra Master, and Zebra Masters have majorly always capitalized that area for them. Probably if Loops really want to make a comeback, a statement bigger than that there is, I guess they will want to re-strategize. I really wish they first concentrate on the loot than the fight. I'm sure they'll be able to eliminate Zebra Masters if they have the right kind of loot, because I did see VSS in a close range battle. I mean, that's not a gun that you would want in hand when you have a close range battle out there. But bygones being bygones, Loops out of this particular game. Zebra Masters happy, but they lost one player in the initial battle. They will have to work it around because, well, when you have 4-man advantage, it's a separate game versus uh, a 3-man, that is, or even lesser. But talking about sci-fi, I guess they are in the areas of junkyard or graveyard, and they are looking good. There's not much that okay, so they are in the regions of Mount Nuvo, and they're looking good. Probably they'll have to travel. They are at the edge, but let's see what kind of gameplay comes from their end.
Hopes are that the aggression will be there, but obviously a calculative one. They don't want to actually go guns blazing and eventually then come back like Loops Esports out of the equation, and the message would be delivered that you are eliminated or you're sitting in the lobby, to be honest. But MANDRAKES Esports definitely trying their level best to scout the locations. Zebra Masters are there in the San Martin region where the Golden Mirage is supposed to be spawned. So that's a great location to be precise, where the jumps were there. Lucy's first went out also on the particular arena. Although Lucy's first was able to dish out the damage that was required, were able to get one out of the lobby, but not enough to put them down. Mandrakes, can they push? Can they survive? Can they take the points? Is a big question. 15 teams, 58 places surviving for now. Smoke, zero finishes for them, but still they are waiting for the right opportunity. Seems like that it won't be that easy, but still, I guess you have to have some hope so that you can bring back the glory for the team.
See, now Smoke actually has an opportunity now, because when it is a game of Miramar, they always are in a fight situation in the beginning of the game. They always choose to land in Picardo. They still chose to land in Picardo, but this time the team that comes to Picardo is not playing this particular game. So it is good for them. They have more than enough loot that they need, and I guess they're going to have a good game if they're going to play their cards right. But talking about influence, CHEMIN, I'm still waiting for that huge banger game that they got us yesterday in the last match of Erangel. But for now, all the players is going to survive in the leaderboard. We will be seeing them somewhere in the top only. I'm not able to find them. Okay, so they are at 4th position with 39 points. See, apart from Inco Gaming with 80 pointer, there is still an opportunity for teams from #2 to #7 to close in the gap after each game and eventually climb the ladder slowly. So I'm going to see on what kind of gameplay we are going to get from EYC, Rise, 100 Souls, and Influence Gaming as well. But I'm expecting that I wish that these teams do not fight initially. They do not find themselves rotating parallelly, so there is no fight. But if that happens, then probably it's going to be a difficult situation for any squad that there is from #4 to #7.
Dude, the thing is, Brazilian Killers is a team which is outside the play zone, so definitely their approach is going to be a passive one, or they might actually still trying to figure out where the vehicles are so that they can rotate. Eventually, rotating in a single vehicle is not a good start. It's never a good start, to be honest, because eventually a spray will come in, just 40-50 bullets, and your vehicle will go kaboom. With that, the hopes of the team is going to go kaboom. On the other corner, the zone is looking good. Now look at that. The zone is completely taking a shift towards the La Bendita region, which is actually going to be like an area where a lot of compounds are. So we might see a huge survival being delivered in the upcoming near future.
See, now the zone. Let's talk about the zone a bit. It was centric to begin with. Teams were happy. Now it's throwing a curveball. Shifting all the way towards the east side, Los Leones still a great area to hold, but I believe when this kind of zone comes in, I prefer to be in the areas of La Bentita and between La Bentita and Los Leones north areas, because if we are holding those areas, we are going to make ourselves in the zone for much longer than required, and that frees up some space in the mind of IGL. He gets the space to think about other things. If there is a fight, he might be able to tell his players on where they can position themselves to gain that particular fight for themselves, to make that fight an advantage for themselves. But if there's an alarming thing in the name of zone, then the IGL also has to think about rotating. So all these things, all these factors actually play a very vital role. But in between all of this, GZM gets themselves in the fight against Alpha 7. Alpha 7 just 8 points from all the games that there has been, and another fight where they already have lost a player. An alarming situation for them indeed.
Yes, it is. Alpha 7, let's see what they can actually bring to the table for now. Alpha 7 is a team which we were rooting for from a lot of matches, to be honest, but no, again the shots are coming up. Every now and then, whenever I see Alpha 7 Esports, either they are rotating, either they are bailing out from the situation, or they are just getting punished. So for now, I believe all the three situations are there. Everything at once are actually happening for them. They were bailing, they're getting punished, they're trying to actually survive. That's what they're actually living up to. No offense to the real Alpha 7, but for now, this lineup, well, they are unable to compensate what they had to do to be in this particular lobby. So definitely the competition should be there. Let's see what happens for now. ZM Esports have spotted. Oh, it's a beautiful takedown indeed. With that, I guess the last man standing was also been taken down. Now, at a hashtag 15, I don't think so. Even a single point is going to be there for Team Alpha 7 Esports. Not even a single casualty was there. That they were able to dish out to GZM. And GZM Esports, after having this kind of finishes, now they will be a little bit more on the higher net when it comes to their motivation. But if we talk about ZebraMar, so let's see what they can bring to the table after losing two good members. We have Rafa and the other member. Oh, the sprays were there. It's MANDRAKES Esports at question. But eventually the elimination is not there. If we talk about Jose, he's also just trying to slither around. This guy was absolutely prudent. Eventually in the last match, he was able to dish out a beautiful headshot kill. But in this one, is it going to be the same stance? That's a big question.
Zebra Masters. I'm happy with this name. Really looking forward for them to bring that A game that they have been having in the day one. But for now, just two-man surviving. And what I'm able to see from their location is that they are sandwiched between two teams. And GZM has definitely proven on why they are the masters of third party, because they were able to eliminate Corinthians and Honored Souls yesterday in the map of E-ERANGEL. And I believe if they engage in this one, probably they're going to be it's going to be quite fatal for both these teams in the name of Zebra Masters and Mandrakes. But for now, Masters, both the players are prone down. They don't really want to aggress. They do understand that they do not have the manpower, and they do know that the team that is against them is going to have all the four men available, which means they are going to have a good position, a good angle cover. But in all of this, Zebra Masters still choose to actually go a bit violent, and they have managed to get a pick. But from the behind, GZM also has got pick from Mandrakes. That is actually attracting them for this fight, which is an alarming situation for Zebra Masters first, because they are more visible as against Mandrakes. But the nade parade has begun.
The man in his zone trying to actually create that. But the shots were not that on point, to be honest. If we talk about the 14 teams which are surviving, now the takedowns are slowly but surely getting the approach, getting the intensity that has to be there. Flamingo on the other corner pops one with the mini 14. That was absolutely on point. Sci-Fi on the other corner also finds one from Team Flamingo Esports. It's basically like they are returning the favors. So that's good. That's good indeed. On the other corner, I believe the guy who has been knocked out is about to get finished off. It seems like that some smokes are there. So the revival could be coming in. GZM on the other corner finds one from Team Zebra Master.
This is what I
so the Masters are getting punished. The third parties are coming in. Indeed, there is a lot of pressure. Smoke on the other corner also is trying to gel around in this particular fight. Where Sci-Fi Esports is already getting pressurized. Zebra Masters definitely won't be able to survive with the lowest amount of manpower that they are surviving with, I believe. Rafa is a... What?
Oh.
Leave everything. I believe that vehicle burst, that beautiful takedown coming from Team GZM was absolutely on point. Dark Jose, can you actually come back with some answers with the mini 14 that he's having in his backpack? Let's see what happens.
Drakes. Jose is the only person who is very far from his team. The zone in the name of alarm is also ticking for him. How long is he going to survive there? Because he's one, outside the zone, and two, he doesn't have a vehicle to rotate, and three, GZM knows the location. So Jose is definitely not in a great position for now. And see, this is what happens when you are going to attack against GZM. They're not going to bail out from the situation. They always are managing to put themselves in a good position from where they can, well, not a straight fight that they would want to engage, but their ideology or their gameplay is in such a way that they want to engage in the third party situations. And when you attract them for that, I guess they're definitely going to always nail it.
That's a right call coming from a corner, Echo Boy. But on the other corner, if I talk about the four zone, it's on the northern corner. Oh man.
I'm not gonna talk about the zone anymore, Raider. I mean, look at what they are. What really? I'm not happy.
I'm happy. I'm happy because I'm going to see a lot of teams going down.
Yeah, I mean, I probably feel like whichever team is going to now gatekeep. Now, let's see. There is Storm. They have a wonderful opportunity to take a lot of teams down, but will they be able to do? It's against EYC though.
Not just Storm, I believe there is another beautiful team. That is Brazilian killer also holding that particular POI.
CHEMIN is also there, yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of teams are there, and eventually a lot of teams are also trying to approach these spaces. Look at that, how many vehicles are there? Which vehicle are you going to trace? I mean, people are just getting confused at this point. Nobody gets taken out of the lab.
Okay. I'm done. I'm leaving.
Dude,
Oh my god.
amazing, amazing, amazing. What was that in the air? The vehicle busted out and the guy gets knocked out. I believe he was getting confronted from multiple corners to be precise. That kill was not for EYC specifically, but Influence came in on the other corner. They are starting to pop out. One finishes here to be precise. If I talk about GZM, Mandrakes, one good member. That's Nicholas also already getting confronted.
So Influence coming. Finally, they are in the god position. Well, Rice is against them. One-on-one action. We are going to see Law has to get, aggress against Mufasa there. But Influence CHEMIN is actually playing a very widespread gameplay. Look at their players. They are quite far away from each other. Federal gets spotted. Fake definitely gets him down. Now the equation of this fight is a 3v4, but Mufasa gets picked. Law definitely got this advantage for himself, but now it's a fight between these both teams, and it is going to be of a 3v3. But Influence Gaming is Influence CHEMIN is actually engaging in a revival, which is going to be fatal for Rice, but Rice is actually surrounded by Influence CHEMIN right now.
Rise Esports definitely won't be able to survive with this kind of attack that is coming from Influence CHEMIN's corner. Oh, the vehicles are actually out of question. But X on the other corner, look at that. One good nade from Team Brazilian Killer was able to find two good members of X team. Oh, Zebra Master also gets eliminated. That's amazing. GZM's Frog is the guy who is actually having the rampage because he was able to dish out 5 enemies out of the lobby. On the back end, it's again a beautiful knockout. Influence Gaming not looking that good for now. Federal on the other corner finds another angle. Maybe he was able to finish one off. And yes, exactly that was the case. Rise Esports also on a very shaky start corner, but Rise Esports' other members are also trying to take the match in their favor. Two good knockouts are there. Two good players are also surviving. Those many 14s are going to be way too deadly, way too effective, to be honest, coming from Raw Official.
See, now an aerial view can explain this entire fight, but both Rise and Influence are actually holding a very wide area for themselves. There's no opportunity of a revival because of the way the position of both the teams and the players are playing in. But right now, Influence CHEMIN was definitely able to capitalize the situation in the initial, but after which Rise definitely bounced back, and now Influence CHEMIN surviving with just one player in the name of Federal. But for how long is a question, but he's in a really good spot right now. He's in the zone. He's also holding a really high mountain for himself, which is going to be great. But oh, that nade from Honored Souls definitely got EYC on the knees. Players are getting spotted, players are getting picked. This time it's going to be Rafina. Definitely a good crossfire that we got to see from the side of Pankada, but not much that they'll be able to do. A lovely nade from the side of Soul Ratabu, and that's the job. EYC out of this game at 13th position. Honored Souls still surviving.
12 teams, 33 players are surviving for now. Yes, obviously a lot of teams are there. For example, Souls, to be precise, that is the team still trying to actually tag around and maybe pull through with some wood blows. Smoke Skuna also gets finished off with a Scarl coming from Storm's corner. That's amazing. Flamingo on the other corner wants to rotate. They have got 0 finishes for now, but I believe Sci-Fi Esports is the one team they can easily take the full advantage of. And yeah, that is the thing that is happening. Look at that. Their first finish is already there. Second knockout is there. Third one is already knocked out. The fourth one might not be able to even rotate for now. Yes, the vehicles are something which is going to help them a lot. And the buggy is at question. Heal battle should be considered. Obscure is the guy. Okay, I guess heal battle is gonna be there for him. Smoke on the other corner also gets knocked out by Storm's Elysian. That's amazing. If I talk about Influence Gaming Esports, they're also trying to pop out some good knockout. Smoke on the other corner is also getting contested by Team Storm. Souls are also definitely having their own kind of meta, and with that, I believe a lot of teams were focusing on Smoke Esports, and now they're completely shut down. Let's see which is the next target after Smoke Esports.
See, now Storm actually had a really good advantage being inside the zone, but they actually have lost 2 players for themselves. Spotted in the open, Mandrakes gets eliminated. The kill goes to Flamingo. Flamingo is happy for now, but Mandrakes definitely not. But well, I was talking about this particular squad, Storm. They were actually having a good position inside the zone. They saw a lot of vehicles moving, but they were not really able to connect much bullets. But in turn, they actually got spotted, and 2 of their players got eliminated. Now they are fight might be engaged against Hornet Souls, who are actually in a great momentum. It's a 2v4 situation, 4 finishes that one single player is holding. I guess it is Arthuzin, and he's going to definitely look for more. A player gets spotted, Pereira gets picked up. It's all down to just one player of Storm. How long is he going to survive is a question, but he's definitely getting an unintentional support from the other players. Hornet Souls are not able to march in front and take this fight one-on-one against this team named Storm, but well, they did the job. Hornet Soul definitely eliminated the entire squad of Storm. Hornet Souls is definitely going to survive, but Rise is having the God's view, which means Hornet Soul, they will want to march inside the zone, but will it be permitted?
I don't think so. Nobody's going to permit anyone, because that player might actually backstab them whenever the opportunity is. XTEAM on the other corner also gets finished off. That was Renan, who tried his level best to survive, but unfortunately the survival is not going to be there. He was a solo man standing, making a lot of noise, and that is why he's out of equation. Flamengo on the other corner, well, they were not even having a single frag just 2 minutes ago, but now look at that. 6 frags from the corner already is there. If we talk about Brazilian color, they have got the 5 frags. The nades are coming in, definitely trying to have the opportunity of this particular fight with 70 players that are surviving in the lobby. Every single casualty can change the match, can change the tide of this particular game. But look at that beautiful nade that Federal was able to do shot on GZM. With that, the opening that was required on the perspectives of GZM is coming already. Honor Soul on the other corner. Let's see what they can bring to the table. Oh, another casualty, another loss. Yes, exactly. The last 2 members are surviving. They had the 4-man power, but not being in the zone was the biggest obstacle for them. Biggest hurdle. Oh, they're completely shut down. That's bad, man. That's really very bad for them. Brazilian Colors is going to smile away from that particular fight, but they might actually not smile for a longer period of time. Very soon, the focus of teams like Influence Gaming, sorry, not Influence Gaming, I believe the team which is having the height advantage, that's Flamengo. Yeah, Flamengo Esports is going to have that advantage, or maybe focus on Brazilian Color. But for now, Federal in a 1v1 in a very risky fight with GZM. Oh, finally finds his way to actually have another angle. Oh, that was lovely. That was so lovely. So indeed lovely. The pixel shots. Those amazing headshots in the initial spray. Through the window. That's it, man. GZM Esports.
Raider, you have to help me find this guy's number, because I want to buy the headphones that he's actually using. Amazing sense of game, amazing trace of the sound, amazing way that he connected those pixels, and Influence Federal is going to survive for a bit more longer than we thought. A great gameplay coming from his side, but GZM gets picked off. Flamingo is going to enjoy this one. Black Dragons on the other side definitely is able to spot a player there. He's just waiting. He's just going to wait. Okay, so he's not yet spotted Influence Federal, but he will have to step out. And I just wish that he has the smokes for him to help himself to get inside. But the nades are going to start from the side of Black Dragons.
Nade parade is there.
Yeah.
4 teams, 9 players are surviving.
Yeah.
The height advantage is coming from Black Dragons corner. Definitely this is a great match for them. They can easily have that inside and eventually pull through the match. But when you have the height advantage, you also become the center of attraction for a lot of teams, and that's exactly what is happening to Black Dragon. Look at that. The Killer Zada wants to cook up a nade, but he doubts it because not a lot of nades are there, and eventually he wants to place every single nade at those confirmed locations where he can actually get a frag or maybe a knockout eventually. So that is going to be the main meta. If we talk about talent, let's see how far talented this guy is. He's waiting for the right opportunity. Altogether, this team has secured only 1 frag. Okay, the crates are there, so definitely some utilities are going to be at question. Some smokes are being used, so that means now he knows that there is an enemy lurking in the shadow.
Well, a lot of smokes that is in the bag of Federal. He's trying to get inside the zone. My fingers are crossed for him. He really had a great 1v1 there, and I'm really going to root for him. He definitely is attracting some attention, which is not probably going to turn out. It's not going to turn out to be positive for him. He's getting shot from multiple teams out there. Black Dragons is also attacking him, and even Flamingo, but he was able to get 1 player off, but Flamingo shuts him down. the final blow comes from this particular squad. Flamingo right now inside the zone, they are definitely looking great. They are definitely having the man advantage. They also have the winner chicken dinner prediction to be on them. They have 8 finishes as well, which means they have the momentum, they have the zone, they have the team the number of players that could maximum or possibly be there. They just have to claim this one for themselves. I am definitely going to look forward to this. But if at all there is an unintentional team up from the sides of Brazilian Killers and Black Dragons, well, Flamingo then might not be in a good sweet spot.
Tough competition is awaited for now. Black Dragons definitely trying their level best to figure out where the angle is. 3 teams and 8 players are surviving. Flamingo could actually easily be able to secure the winner chicken. The reason being that they have got the manpower, they have got the read of the lobby, they have got the zest that way the players are surviving, and where kind of, let's say, attentions is actually coming in. But if I talk about Killers Zada, talent, both of them are definitely trying their level best to tag around, hold each other, and maybe get the insight where the enemy is all about. Mollies, nades, and everything that they had in terms of utilities are already dished out. Seems like that Brazilian Killer could be another beautiful team which might actually help Black Dragons in terms of the elimination that is required of Flamingo Esports in order to see a new face.
Yes, I agree. But the position of Black Dragons is quite good right now as compared to the other 2 teams. Though the man advantage is with Flamingo, probably they might fumble a bit. I'm not sure. Let's see how that turns out to be. But from the sides of Brazilian Killers, their position is quite in the sandwich area. I mean, from the top, Black Dragons, and from the side, from the linear side, it is Flamingo. So I guess this is what the future is going to turn out to be. Flamingo is going to engage a battle against Brazilian Killers, and then Black Dragons is going to sweep this away for themselves with a chicken dinner. But I'm waiting, because Black Dragons Killer Zada actually decides to jump down. Not good for him. Left with just 1 player. Talent, he will just want to survive it. It's down to the last zone, Raider. It's down to the last zone. Heal battle. Is that an opportunity that any of these players will want to take? I will definitely want to look at that.
Well, they don't have that kind of percentage, to be honest, to go for the heat battle. 3 or 2 percentages at max that they have got is not going to help them a lot in the heat battles. But the nade, look at that, how far-fetched those nades are going in. They are trying to throw those nades from the down ridges. Shots are coming in, definitely trying to tag out, but Talent now has to just survive on the edge. He has got the 3 first secrets. He might actually go for the heat battle that we were talking about eventually. The 9 zone is going to come very soon. This is the only match where I've actually seen the survival till this long. Otherwise, in all the other matches at 6 zone or the 7 zone, or at max at the 8 zone, the teams were able to actually dish each other out, and eventually the finishes were coming in. But for now, it's a 1v2v4. Definitely looking tough for Black Dragons. But if I talk about Brazilian Killers, they are also waiting for the right opportunity. Their foots are actually going to be there. They're trying to just maybe be a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more, should I say, submissive about the fact that there are actually pretty much no angles from which they can fight back. But let's see what happens.
Black Dragons
the fall damage came in. And knockouts. Wow, a knockout is actually there. And now it's a 2v4 type of situation. Eventually the knockouts are coming in. Seems like that Flamingo Esports is just getting shaken down. Brazilian Killers could be the one which is actually going to back up the winner with the chicken. It seems like that, but no, it's not going to be that easy. The last guy from Flamingo manages to back up the round in his favor. Meanwhile, Brazilian Killers with 9 eliminations was also looking quite good.
I predicted a future, and I guess I'm never going to do that again, because it didn't really turn out to be the way I thought it was, because Black Dragons actually became the first squad to be eliminated from the top 3, and I believe that it is because of the caster's curse. I'm never going to say that again. I'm really sorry, Black Dragons, but kudos to all the teams to be surviving till this end zone. A really great job that they did. Eventually, it had to be this way, because Black Dragons didn't really have the zone, and well, Black Dragons did have the position, the upper angle, the upper areas, but when the zone is not favoring you, you have to come down. Yilazada had to do that. It didn't turn out well for him. Brazilian Killers definitely did a good job there. Black Dragons got eliminated. Then the fight became between Flamingo, who actually got this chicken dinner, and I guess we'll have to talk about them. God with 2 finishes, Toiko with 3, Gigante with 4, and Fox with 1. That's about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm bad at math, but 10 finishes for them. And ladies and gentlemen, Flamingo takes it all away in this match number 3 of the team.
Yeah, match number 3. Exactly. 20-pointer game coming from Flamingo's corner. I believe the number of pointers in a single match individually is decreasing as far as the matches are increasing. In the first match today, we had a 30-pointer game and then eventually 23-pointer, and now it's 20-pointer. We might actually see a 16 or 17-pointer or 18-pointer in the near future. Let's see what happens eventually. But yes, a team known as Flamingo Esports definitely did their job. A beautiful one indeed. But now, if we talk about the results, the teams to watch, to be precise, is actually going to come for us. It's Flamingo Esports, first of all, where they use 9 throwables, 23 smokes, to be precise, and the survival time. Look at that, 28 minutes and 15 minutes is the 28 minutes and 15 seconds is the full runtime of this particular game. That's huge. Apart from that, Brazilian Killers, just 22 minutes and 52 seconds. They definitely tried their level best to survive. But eventually, the rotation, look at the rotational points that this particular team is going to get.
Well, yes, that is going to definitely be there. But Brazilian Killers, Trez, this is the player that I was actually talking about. Or should I call him EHRZ? I guess I'm going to call him Trez. So Trez, again, comes on one of the big pages, MVP of the game. 5 eliminations from his side, heat 174 damage that he is able to churn out against his opponents, 15 throwables used, and 2 assists that he gave for his team. And amazing statistics that we got to see. But heading towards elimination versus damage, 10 finishes in the name of Flamingo that they will claim with 1876 damage. Not so far behind Brazilian Killers with 9 finishes and 1685 damage. And at the third position, we have GZM. GZM might have got eliminated early in the game, but just imagine if they would have actually managed to survive, probably they would have had more finishes than the players who survived till the end.
Exactly, that could have been the possibility, but eventually the reality is there that
Yeah.
they did try it, but eventually no, that's not easy, to be honest, to actually survive with. GZM definitely was a team that everybody wanted to look for, but look at that, the kind of decimation these top 5 teams were able to give left, it actually made possible for all the other teams at the bottom length to just get 1 or 2 finishes or even 0 finishes, to be precise. So that is not a very good start for those teams which are at the bottom of the list. But now let's talk about the match ranking. Day number 2, Miramar. We have day number 2, Miramar. Yes, exactly. This is match number 3, to be precise. Remember, guys, Flamingo Esports 20-pointer game coming from the corner. Brazilian Killers with 15 points. They have actually secured the second position. And the reality of that particular fight was that indeed Brazilian Killers was very close to ripping apart Flamingo Esports and eventually taking them down, but eventually that was not the case. GZM Esports on the other corner, 11 points, Influence Gaming with 10, Honored Souls with 9 points, Rise Esports with 9 points as well, Black Dragons with 6 points, Zebra Master with 4, Smoke Esports with 2 points, Mandrakes Esports with 2 points, Loops Esports with 1, EYC Gaming with 1 point, Storm Gaming with 1 point, XTEAM with 1 point, Alpha 7 Esports and Sapphire Esports with 0 points.
See, now this is something which I would actually want to put in notice for you and as well as the audience that is watching. Black Dragons were in the top 3, but they were not able to get as many eliminations as possible, and they see themselves in that particular match ranking at somewhere around 5th or 6th position. Whereas GZM actually got eliminated really early, but they were able to see themselves in the top 3 or 4. So eliminations is quite important. Those finish points are quite important. Survival, yes, it is something which you'll have to make sure, but while you're surviving, those elimination points are also going to be very important. But ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the match summary in front of you. 5 elimination will be the top of this particular game. That goes to Hornet Souls Sartuzin, and then he's going to continue to be having the highest damage that is being churned out. 940. Soul Sartuzin is definitely wanting us to be knowing his name, but that will be all from that particular page. We'll be heading towards the match statistics. What I'm interested is, and what I'm going to talk about is the longest elimination distance that was being covered, and it is going to be 274. Still not even close to what we were able to see in the first day.
That is the thing, but eventually I would like to coin one more thing that in the previous event that I was casting, the SA1, I saw the longest elimination in the map of Miramar. Yeah, the last one was Miramar. 472 meters.
Oh my god.
472 meters. I mean, that is what we are not getting. After seeing this number 274, I just recall that it was 4-7-2 in that particular matchup which I was casting, the last one to be precise. So yeah, the number games are running in my mind. I mean, this is what happens when you see a lot of matches coming from these beautiful teams. But for now, if we talk about the next one, the overall ranking shows Inco Gaming is still on top with 80 points. Zebra Master, they had the opportunity, but they were not able to scale it out a lot. 58 points from their perspective is going to come in. Flamingo Esports on the other corner managed to back out the third position with this winner chicken dinner. Influence Gaming gets pushed down to the fourth one with 29 points. GCDM Esports with 8 points. Honored Souls 47 points, Rise Esports 46 points, XTEAM with 45 points. This shows that there are no buffers to be no or pretty low buffers to be precise from #4 to #8. One single chicken dinner or one single good game can easily buffer that particular position and eventually boost the teams which are at #8 or 9 to the #3rd or 4th position.
Yeah, but one thing that I will actually want to talk, and I'm sure you're going to agree to it, in the entire first page that is Raider, the #1 team Inco, they still have one extra game for the day, probably two. I'm not sure. I guess it's two more games that they're going to have today, and they're already out of the race right now. They are actually playing in a separate league, I must say. But Inco Gaming, I'm definitely wanting to see more action, and I'm sure they're going to come back for the next one. But Black Dragons at 9th position, EYC Gaming at 8th, 10th, and then at 11th we saw Corinthians. Good. Corinthians, I'm still supporting Corinthians. I'm sure they are going to get themselves on the first page, but third page is where the trouble begins. Sci-Fi, Loops, Team Predators, and Alpha 7. I am shocked to be looking at Team Predators in this particular page, because I've always seen them survive a bit longer than as compared to the other teams who are there on that page. Let's see on what they can bring. I guess they just need that one beautiful game for them, and I guess that is going to motivate them for more such beautiful games. They just need the momentum. But we'll talk more about those momentums after a really short break. We'll be back with a game of E-ERANGEL.
Finally, a new face is there in the game, and that's Flamingo Esports bagging out the third one in this particular day, the week number 1. I believe this day number 2 and match number 3, it was Flamingo Esports which was able to bag it out. Hopefully that they are actually going to bring a consistent approach, and some new teams are actually going to learn from them and maybe come back even stronger, because we are left with just 2 more matches to go for the day, and then we are going to be left with just 5 more matches, and eventually those will be tomorrow. So it can be quite critical, but first of all, let's talk about the schedule, which will showcase us that to which are the maps that we are going to witness. First of all, a quick recap for you guys. It's Inco bagging out the first 2 matches in their favor with a grand total of 53 points in just 2 matches. And then it was Miramar that was in the favor of Flamingo Esports, where Inco Gaming was not present just because of those group shuffles. But apart from that, now it's match number 9, the map of E-ERANGEL, the basic one, the classic one is actually going to come in. Definitely hoping for a beautiful competition coming in. Let's see what kind of impact is going to be there.
See, I really want to see only one battle, and that is going to be against these three teams in the last zone. One is going to be Inco. Second, I want Zebra Masters, and third being EYC. These three teams are really, really good with their strategies. They are really good with their gun game, and they actually choose the fight very wisely. But talking about Erangel, 50 seconds, and then we will be having the Flight C-130 taking its flight trajectory in this particular map, which I would like to call the map of Classic, the map of Basic. 60% of the land areas with 40% of the water bodies, divided into three main lands: the north, the main one, and the one which we call as the military base, the southern side, which we can say. The flight path majorly decides on where these teams are going to take a drop, but I am definitely able to see that these teams are wanting to survive, and well, they are able to understand the fact that there's a lot of amount that is there in the stake. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware, this is going to be the week number 1 with 3 days in total. This is day number 2, and we are down to just 2 more matches today. And it's all about the $300 prize pool that these teams are fighting. But over to you, Raider. Take us through this journey of map of Irangal.
From Georgipur, Northwest City to the Lipovka. A beautiful indeed flight path is coming in. And let's see how far the flight path is going to push these guys and eventually what kind of impact is going to be there. And that's exactly the flight path is. Georgipur, Northwest City to the Lipovka region. There are areas like Query, Feripia, Prismok, or if you talk about even Sosnovka military base or Novoripnoi, which is actually completely going to be out of reach. If you are actually going to go for there, I guess you have to glide or maybe get some good vehicles. Gliding is not going to cut the deal for sure. It might actually push you to a little bit more further region, but then eventually it won't be enough. On the back end, if I talk about Lipovka, I don't think so. A lot of teams go there, but then again, a single team can go there, loot it up, and eventually go for the prison or mansion region or shelter region. Eventually the approach could be there. But let's talk about the teams which are present. We have got Alpha 7 with the 3-man power, Rise is there with the full man power, EYC is there, Zebra Masters are there, Inco is also there. That's amazing. SCCP, the Corinthians, is actually there. Predators is surviving. The Knife in Skull is actually going to be there. All the other teams are also present. So looking forward to see what kind of impact will be there. In the Northwest City, there is no one contesting Alpha 7. So yeah, they again are going to get the loots. I just hope that the same repetition of things will not happen for Alpha 7, like they are just going to bail from situations or eventually safeguard their lives and stuff like that. I just want to see a clash where Alpha 7 actually stands tall and maybe finish the enemy.
Where is Inco Gaming? That's what I would really want to be looking at. I'm not able to spot them for now, but GCM is going to have some fight in the early stage of the game. Team Predators is going to go head on hand against them, and we definitely have Zebra Masters also quite close to one of the players of Team Predators. Team Predators and Zebra Masters are having a very widespread looting area that they are claiming for themselves, which means a knock and a finish might just follow by. There might just not be an opportunity for a revival because of the kind of gameplay and the strategy that both of these teams are building for themselves. But talking about GZM, the masters of third party, they definitely are able to get a maximum gain out of the third parties that they want to engage themselves in. I mean, which squad wouldn't want to? But these are the masters because they definitely did a wonderful job in the previous day, and they are still very good at what I've seen from today. But right now, all the teams are going to loot for themselves. 63 players. Have I missed a fight? Has there a player not
Alpha
joined?
7 is present with only 3 members.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
Alpha 7 is playing with just 3 members, which is definitely going to be a bummer for them. But well, I
I
guess
mean, when already the performance is not coming, and now you're going to cut a man out of your lobby, out of your roster.
it could
Things
be
won't be.
anything. Oh, what?
And knockout did came in, but eventually with that, a clash also resulted. Brazilian Killers, the team which was able to secure 9 frags in the previous one, are now already going to run out with a big casualty for the team. And that is KTH, I guess that is THRZ, which is absolutely an amazing guy coming from that
Rez,
particular team.
he was the
Yeah.
MVP as well. Yeah.
Oh, the
He was the
MVP is out.
MVP for the last
The
game.
MVP is out now.
Yeah.
So the remaining players, yeah, I really don't doubt their credibility, but eventually that initiation, that initial frag, the initial assaulting that could have actually being there from that particular guy is not going to be there. So definitely, I guess we are going to miss a lot of action Apart from that, if we talk about GZM, they are in a very close fight with another beautiful team, but eventually the results is not getting clear. GZM is a strong team. Predators, as per the name suggests, might be able to hunt them. Let's see what happens.
Well, this lobby actually began with Alpha 7 joining with just 3 players to begin, and then we had an early exit of Tres from Brazilian Killers. Zebra Masters, one finish for them. They are happy, and they are definitely wanting to, reduce the gap between them and Inco Gaming. It is still 22 points in total, so they can cover the gap in this particular game if Inco gets eliminated right now and Zebra Masters actually convert this game as a chicken dinner for themselves. But GZM right now in these areas of 70 against Team Predators, GZM has to climb the ladder slowly and steadily, but Team Predators has to bounce back strong. So this particular game out here, this particular battle for Team Predators is more valuable as compared to GZM. But let's see on how that turns out to be. But on the other side, we have another drop clash in the name of Sci-Fi, and they are going to go against Rise Esports, if I'm not wrong.
Exactly, that is the team. This is military base where the fights are coming in. Absolutely a beautiful place indeed. I just love the way these triple C buildings are actually going to work in synchronization with each other. But oh, Sci-Fi Esports is one good member was able to take one down, but the relation was also there. Rise Esports is looking good. One elimination is already there from the corner, but same goes for Sci-Fi. They've also secured an elimination. Another knockout could have been followed up, but no, it's Team Predators which is actually going to bag out GZM's member. Meanwhile, in military base right here, it's Mufasa also bagging out another beautiful fact. That's absolutely amazing. Now the battle is left with Deflex and Lenin 777. These are the two members which are surviving. Maybe will be able to push their team to the glory, or a 2v4 type of situation would actually come in. A 2v3 to be precise for now. Mufasa is running out of his HP. There is no first secrets. Okay, he has got the first secret. That's good enough. He is going to repatch himself. Now let's see what Sci-Fi is going to bring to the table, because if we talk about Rise Esports, yes, definitely they have shown their strength. They've shown the knockouts that they can actually dish out. Oh, the gun is on reload. I thought for a moment that he's going to climb the ladder inside the particular building. For a moment I was mistaken, but ooh, Mufasa from the back end, an S12k shot. That's it for one more guy. Now it's all about Lenin 777.
The final person surviving from Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi was definitely not expecting such a game, but well, it is what it is, and Sci-Fi will have to fight this battle as a 1v3 if I'm not wrong, but now it is a 1v2. ED, the most deadly weapon in the close range, trying to get one more connection, but that will not be possible. Player gets picked off. It's a win-win for the team of Rise Esports, but they definitely had one man getting lost in this early battle. They are happy, but not as much as they could have been. But talking about EYC, rotation, that is what they're focusing in. And I really want to see on where Inco Gaming is right now.
Let's see where they are. Let's see what kind of implications these guys are actually going to bring. Inco Gaming, they've got the 4-man power, so I guess we should be happy for now. But talking about their locations, it is going to be quite critical. But the Lamborghini and Tesla, that's a battle between the electromotive vehicles and the diesel one, I believe. Let's see what happens for now. The fossil fuel versus the renewable one.
Okay, we have Inco.
Yeah, they're pretty close to the Novo Ripne Bridge, and I believe they're going to gatekeep some teams which are going to rotate from there. If the teams will be able to find that angle, I believe that could be quite fruitful. But 56 players are surviving, 15 teams are surviving for now. Inco Gaming, they are definitely scattered. Look at that. Some guys are actually here on top of this roof. Somebody is actually surviving on that area where the beach is. They might actually go for the water body areas as well.
I mean, they're having fun. They see, even if they actually don't get that kind of gameplay that they have got from the beginning of this particular day, they are still in a very good position. They can actually right now experiment things, but what TP will not want to do is experiment. Right now they are definitely giving a head-on fight for GZM. GZM has already lost to 2 players. They are on their knees, not yet confirmed, but Team Predators is right now 4-man strong. Correct me immediately, 1 player was taken down, but in trade GZM has also lost 1 more man. It's just down to 2. One healing himself, the other one on foot, not for long. The entire team GZM gets off this equation, gets off this match with no points in this game. GZM definitely not happy.
Let me tell you from the start, when I saw the clash coming in 70 between Team Predators and GZM, I thought my initial mindset was like GZM is clearly going to cut this round in their favor, and Team Predators is going to lose this one because the way they were performing in the past few matches, it seems like that Team Predators is unable to capsize the attacks coming in front of them. But the way they were able to do that in this particular round, that's absolutely amazing. Initially, they were able to tag out the fragger, the initiator, if I'm not wrong, and then a beautiful attack, beautiful coordination coming from the players of Team Predators, and with that, this round is actually going to be in their favor. This fight, to be precise, is going to be in their favor. In order to take the winner winner chicken dinner, they have to reach from 70 to the military base. It's a north to south type of, let's say, rotation. It's a huge one, to be precise. They have to travel at least 6,000 meters to actually just go ahead for that particular area. Right now, the bridge gatekeeping scenario is going to be there. Apart from that, if they want to go with the water body, the boats are not going to be there because somebody is going to take the boats from Prismok. Another team is going to take the boats from Ferry Pier. Then somebody is going to seal the boats from farm and other regions and stuff like that. So definitely rotating from the bridge is going to be the only option, I believe, which will be left with the team the Predators. The number of teams which have been eliminated are 2. First of all, it was Team Sci-Fi Esports with only 1 frag in their favor, and then it was GZM with 0 output, to be precise. But Inco finally pops out 1, and that's SCCP. Corinthians are now at a question.
Corinthians wanted to climb the ladder slowly and steadily, but Inco is not in any way wanting that to happen. They have already removed 1 from the equation, and it is down to just 3 players from the side of SCCP. Inco also has 1 player on his knee, which is not really looking good for them. Are they going to bounce back as a question? Needs are definitely being thrown. All the checks are going to be happening, but loops from the behind, they are interested in what GZM actually interest themselves to be doing. Inco is getting sandwiched between these 2 wonderful teams. How long will they survive, or are they going to eliminate both these teams? I'm really going to look forward to that.
Ooh, even if Inco gets eliminated, see, there is not a big loss, to be honest. But then again, they wanted to be consistent. Let's see what they can actually do. The nades and the mollies are coming in to just avoid the push that might actually come from multiple corners. But oh, Zebra Master on the other corner pops 1 more out. EYC Gaming as a whole has been finished off. That's amazing. Zebra Master has already started with 5 amazing finishes. This is a great opportunity for Zebra Master to just completely shut down the deal. But the Molly was definitely able to tag out 1 good member from the team which is pushing on Inco Gaming. But the last 2 remaining members, let's see what they can do. Loops Gaming is also trying their level best to find out an angle where the need might actually go. Yes, the need was there. Triple teams are actually there. We have got Loops, we have got SCCP, I believe, and along with that, there are barely the inside of Inco.
Barely, good one.
Yeah.
But there's 2 man strong, and I'm still very confident that they might
But
be
separated.
Sorry?
But they're separated, I believe.
Oh yes.
So
Quite
even
a
if
lot actually.
exactly. There is a completely different compound that has been occupied by the another guy, the second remaining guy from that particular team. But seems like that the battle is coming up to another angle. Like Loops Esports is trying to tag out the guys of Corinthians, and that is going to give the opportunity for the guy from Inco Gaming to just ease himself in this particular compound and wait for the right opportunity. He can be one of those amazing guys. If he spots one, he's easily going to backstab them and eventually finish them off as a whole. But I really doubt that the rotation coming from the Predators is still fulfilled, because look at that, player 5 is finally coming up to the edge of the play zone, but the rest remaining players are still struggling around. But the zone is playing another beautiful game. That's amazing. Zone is completely shifting towards the southern eastern region, southern western one to be precise, and that's absolutely lovely. If I talk about Alpha 7, finally they are making their way to the particular play zones. Let's see, they are on the edges. Ferry Pier is going to be the area where the boats are there, but Brazilian Killers could be the one gatekeeping it.
Zebra Masters is definitely going to get into a fight. They have actually found themselves in the same path as the other team there. I was not able to see the name, but for now, Black Dragons wanted to rotate. Inco denying that. Becker is really quite low on HP. Below him is the entire squad of Black Dragons. Not being able to survive for long. Becker gets of the game. It's all down to just one player for Inco, and SCCP has already surrounded him. One player of SCCP is actually down. He's able to actually connect those bullets, but not as much as for a knock to turn out to be. But the bullets from the other side, Corinthians definitely qualifies to, still climbing the ladder. Inco Gaming of this game with just 2 points, but they are still good. But Zebra Masters is actually going to close the gap now.
It's a big opportunity for them, honestly
Yes.
speaking. So yeah, definitely let's see what they can do. Eventually, in the last match also, they had this opportunity. They were unable to capsize on it. They just were able to secure. What is happening? What is this happening? How is Loops Esports driving? That could be some glitch. But actually, they were driving diagonally. I just got bummed about that fact, but eventually, let's see what Loops Esports is going to bring to the table. The team gets eliminated quite often in the initial stages in the map of Miramar, but in Erangel, they are surviving. They're looking up to another beautiful fight coming in. Team The Predators now are in a very good tussle. The reason being, they're rotating from Severny. He's not even going to stop for his teammates. He's just completely going to just put the gas in the perspective. The nitros, the boosters are going to be there, but player 3, you look at his HP. I believe he's going to get shut down soon. Reason being, in front of him, there are the Predators and the other members of the particular team also surviving on the edges, and eventually the gatekeep of that particular scenario is going to be there. The gatekeeping of the military base bridge is going to be there. But it seems like that Knife and Skull and the other members are actually going to secure some loots, if possible, some first aid kits to be precise, so that they can actually also do the heal battle or maybe do the needful to just repass themselves before going to the zone.
Yes, but Team Predators, a wonderful start for them. GZM was eliminated by this particular squad in the areas of 7E. Well, that explains on why such a late rotation comes from this particular team. Knife and Skull, they definitely did a wonderful job blocking this bridge for teams to be rotating. But for now, Azuto will have to find, or is it Kazuto? But yeah, he will have to find a way against Team Predators, because, well, they are now the ones who are going to block the bridge, and Knife and Skull in a very dangerous position, barely surviving over there. Will he be able to survive for longer is a big question. Kazuto, okay, he heals himself up, but now the problem for Knife and Skull is the ones who are blocking the bridge is now getting blocked, but not only from one side but both, because Corinthians is just behind them.
Multiple angles are getting backstabbed, and indeed, that, as you said, the 4 zone is also going to come in. 44 seconds more to go. After that, this particular play zone is going to take a huge shift. Let's see what kind of shift this particular play zone is going to bring to the table. 12 teams and 39 players are what we are having for now. The defeats for Team The Predators are 4. Their 2 good players are also at a loss. So the airdrop, oh, that's Flamingo Esports once again backing out the airdrop for themselves. Seems like that they're easily going to have the advantage of having the right guns, and the apart from that, if you talk about the level 3 vest helmet, that is the another beautiful advantage that you get from the particular drops that you actually loot. Knife and Skull barely holding to their edges. This can be a very risky fight for this team, to be honest, because in the near future, a lot of teams are going to attack them. In just 4 or 3 seconds, I believe the play zone is going to get started to shrink. Loops Esports on the other corner have also founded themselves in a rotation. But from the back end, I believe there is another team trying to rotate. Another team might be able to strike them. That could be Black Dragons, to be precise.
Well, Black Dragons definitely got Inco of the game. Now I have my eyes on them and what they actually are going to do. But my eyes are also on Alpha 7 Makina right now. Finally, I'm able to see some great game coming from Alpha 7. But for how long are they going to be continuing this momentum that they have developed? But for now, Crash picks one off. Team Predators, a really good start, but that start actually hindered the entire game for them. So, like I always say, the war is not as important as the battle. You will have to plan this entire game and not just stick to one fight that there is. But for now, Brazilian Killers struggling to get inside the zone. Alpha 7 finally able to spot a good finally able to get themselves in a good spot, and now they are having the God's view. They are able to find a lot of players, and I'm sure they're going to churn out a lot of damage.
I mean, that's why they've got the compounds now. Now they have actually, now they are actually just trying the levels to survive. Player 4 to be precise. Oh, he was about to dish out the damage. He was able to, let's say, give the splash damage of that shotgun. Yeah, connect the shots to be precise. But then it was not enough. Team Predators are out of equation with only 4 frags that they were able to garden from the particular vicinity of Severny, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, in Severny, they were able to take down GZM. But after that, their rotations were very hefty. they lost two good players from the particular bridge of military base against the team which is known as Knife and Skull. And after that, when they were able to reach out to the compounds of military base or the surrounding vicinities, they were again shut down. Stage 4 is already going to get compromised, and after that, the stage 5, or should I say, the zone number 5 is going to come in, which is again going to be quite skeptical. The reason being, the particular 4 zone is already outside the main compounds or the triple C compounds or the factory compounds of the military base area, and it is forming in the open ends, in the ridges, in the dips, and in these crashed plain side, to be precise.
A lot of things are actually happening, but in all of this, Alpha 7. No. They actually built a good momentum. In this game, they had a good position, but Knife and Skull, they were like, no. I mean, no.
They wanted them to be consistent, I believe.
Well, Knife and Skull actually eliminates Alpha 7, but now Knife and Skull has to find a position for themselves in the zone. The zone looks quite far-fetched for them, and they are going to be guarded by two teams out there. But for now, the fight is going to be between Black Dragons and Rise Esports. It's a mid-range battle. Let's see who's going to convert that. But from all angles that could be, Zebra Masters want to keep shooting, want to keep that heat on, and they want to get as many finishes as possible. They are indeed wanting to ensure that the gap that there is between Inco and Zebra Masters, that's getting filled out, and that's getting shortened and not that wide. But on the other side, Storm Gaming getting all surprised from the sides of Loops. Surprise! And Pereira gets one down. Looking for another one? No, that is not going to be possible. Storm's other players, that is Alensin and Not, they are quite far. And they are engaged in another fight, which means Pereira is going to get eliminated.
Definitely he's going to get eliminated, because right now, if we talk about the pressure, it is coming on Team Storm Gaming, and eventually they are unable to cooperate with it in the past 8 matches to be precise, and this is match number 9. They're still trying to actually cope up with the lobby's pressure that is there. 5th zone is almost going to get compromised, and after that the 6th zone markup is also going to come in. Meanwhile, the rotations are coming in. Loops Esports is also definitely trying to survive. 4 finishes from the corner, and Pereira, that guy which we were talking about, is also getting finished off. Black Dragon on the other corner, that was a fluid drop shot, along with the support coming from Rike's corner. 2 finishes from the corner. They have got a beautiful edge over the zone, but some shots from Flamingo's corner is just completely going to shut down the rotations coming from Team Knife and Skull. Oh, another guy. He's okay. Another guy which is pretty much pruned up on that boulder. He can easily be connected. The MK14, another beautiful gun that you can have in this particular game, is actually here with this guy particularly. We are waiting for that shot to connect. Let me go Esports. Definitely wants to have another beautiful chicken dinner, just like Encoded.
Right, so like, I mean, I'm sorry I interrupted you there, but see, Knife and Skull was really in the eastern side at the edge of the blue zone, and like I told, it was the actual play area was guarded by two teams. Knife and Skull was struggling, would be struggling is what I said, and that is actually happening. And Knife and Skull are losing one player after the other, but on the other side, Hornet Souls are definitely on the east side. They are wanting to pick few more finishes for themselves. They are wanting to spot few players there, which they definitely heard about. But on the other side, what I'm able to see is Loops is quite near to another squad, and they definitely want to first eliminate them and then they get into the zone. But Flamingo, look at their positioning. It's a 2-1-1 split, and that split, that angles that they have checked, Loops is going to struggle to get inside the zone. But Zebra Masters are also looking quite good. Loops, gonna have my fingers crossed for them. But in all of this, Rise Esports gets eliminated. Flamingo wanting to attack Zebra Masters. They're successful with that. One player getting knocked, but the distance of this fight is quite big, and I guess it's just going to be the battle of damage right now.
Let's see, is it going to be a fruitful one, or some skeptical fights are going to be there? 5 teams, 15 players are surviving. Definitely the impact is coming in. Definitely they're trying their level best to score and eventually secure the fights for now. 5 teams, 15 players, as I said. Loops with 6 kills. ZM, or should I say the Zebra Masters, they've got 8 finishes. Flamingo have got 5 finishes, and these 3 teams are surviving with a 4 manpower each. If we talk about Honored Soul, I believe they've got the 2 manpower with 2 frags, and from Black Dragon's perspective, 2 kills, and the last one standing from the team. Oh, Zebra Master are actually doing a very risky job, to be honest, because the vehicle is not going to have a lot of HP. Easily a shot, easily one good spray can easily rip them apart, or vehicle could actually go in the flame. But on the back end, Loops Esports, two good members, gets taken down. Mythic is there, and Ayla. That's two big losses for the team, I believe. Revival is not going to be that easy.
Ayala is down. Another player is down. Flamingo is definitely doing a good job over there for themselves. If you're able to see the minimap, the fight that they are having is against Loops, but they are also having few players there checking the other side. But this fight is now going to be between Zebra Masters and Hornet Souls, and on the other side it was against Flamingo and Loops. Flamingo has definitely been overpowering Loops, and they definitely have eliminated that particular squad. But now it is all down to just three big names over here, with Black Dragon surviving with just one. So it's 4 teams for now surviving with 11 players in total. Zebra Masters 4-man strong, Hornet Souls with just 2, but Flamingo is looking quite confident because they have the zone and they are definitely knowing on where the players are. Zebra Masters want this game to be theirs, but they will have to battle against Hornet Souls and simultaneously Flamingo. Flamingo might just be in a really impressive location right now from where they can actually churn out a lot of damage, but they had to check their backs. They didn't do that. They are finding trouble from the sides of Hornet Souls, but Zebra Masters is able to help Flamingo over there. They managed to eliminate Hornet Souls, and Zebra Masters climbing that ladder quite quickly than what I expected.
Indeed it is, but right now, as you can see that the shifts are coming in. Last 3 teams are surviving, 9 players are surviving. Let's see what is going to happen. To be precise, the shots are something which is going to be there. Oh, Flamingo's Toiko was able to take one down from Team Zebra Master. That's absolutely amazing.
I mean, look at the distance, Raider. That distance, that spray from all the way from south to the north was actually quite good. But now the fight is actually going to be between Flamingo and Zebra Masters, with Black Dragons enjoying this beauty of a fight that is going to be between Flamingo and Zebra Masters. 3v4 between the two squads, with the Black Dragon's talent going to survive alone. He doesn't really have the zone. He will want to crawl inside, but if he gets spotted, he might just be pecked off. This is going to be a 1v3v4 with Flamingo having a really good position of the zone. Zebra Masters will want to use all the smokes that they have in their bag to make sure that they have a good area of the zone. They do have a buggy. They also do have a car, but will they be able to park it in front of them and try to get a good position? Because even if they do that against Flamingo, they do not know that a surprise element in the name of Black Dragon's talent is also going to be there. But Flamingo wanted to go all out aggressive. 2 players went ahead with that buggy. Didn't really turn out well for them. Both the players will be off this particular game. Flamingo, even after having the man advantage, they decided to go a little too much of aggression that we got to see from Flamingo, and didn't really turn out to be good for them. But Raider, I'm sure you're loving this, but for now it's going to be Zebra Masters having all advantage that there could be, but they still don't know that Black Dragon's talent is still present over there, and from that angle I'm sure he's going to be quite devastating. Flamingo 2-man now. They were first 4, but now because they do not have the man advantage, they probably want to just survive for a bit more longer and play passively from now onwards. But let's see what happens. The zone is definitely forcing Black Dragon's talent to slowly sneak inside, and if he managed to do that, I'm sure he's going to be a surprise element that I've been talking about. But slowly, Rafa, who got Toiko down, finally gets bleeded off. Now Zebra Masters, they have to get inside the zone. The zone has definitely pushed them as much as they could come in, but their location is compromised. Black Dragon's talent is also still present. Now this entire game has come to a standstill position. I'm just going to wait for these these teams to actually start attacking each other, but for now they are just going to wait, and so are we. Mates 4 with Fox, Rafa, Neil, Zara, and Buchon, if I'm not wrong. These 3 players trying to survive. It's an open zone. Not many vehicles that there could be. Fox trying to be aggressive as he could. Gets taken down. That that was definitely not good for him. But Talent finally reveals his position. He is definitely wanting to attack, but Fox get finally picked up. Rafa definitely eliminates Black Dragon's Talent. Now it is a 1v3 situation. Gigante has a big job to do. Will he be able to execute this 1v3? It's not a piece of cake, but if he's able to, then he for sure will be the hero of this match, the hero for his team, and the hero of this particular game that is being presented from Ruthless Hype Esports. But that will not be possible. Zebra Masters getting this winner chicken dinner for themselves. A great game that they made for them. Inco Gaming getting eliminated quite early in the game has definitely boosted the morale for Zebra Masters, is what I would want to accept and want to actually be talking about, because this winner chicken dinner is definitely going to close in the gap between both the teams who are battling for that throne. Has this particular squad being able to dethrone? Yes, will be the answer. #1 in the overall standing with 29 damage that has been dished out from this particular game. 18 elimination points, ladies and gentlemen, with 10 placement points of this particular game. Ladies and gentlemen, 28 points for this particular team. In the name of Zebra Masters, yes, I'm able to see the guy who's wanting to, shut everyone down with that pose. Excellent gameplay in this match, ERANGEL of day 2. And we still have one more match. Let's see what that is going to bring. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, winner chicken dinner for Zebra Masters. With 5 elimination, got picked up quite early as compared to his other counterparts in the end zone. But then we have Neil Zara with 6 finishes, Rafa with 4, and then we have Buchosian with 3 finishes. Ladies and gentlemen, Zebra Masters with that winner chicken dinner. Teams to watch for will definitely, of course, be Zebra Masters, followed by Flamingo. Flamingo has been able to get a consistent performance in the previous 2 games. I'm really happy for them. But talking about the throwables used, 13 nades from Zebra Master with 34 smokes. That was quite important and quite well used, I must say, with a travel distance of 9,054 meters. Coming to travel distance of Flamingo, it's going to be 9,471 meters with just two needs in the entire game that they've used, but 39 smokes. With that, we'll be heading towards the MVP of the game. It's going to be within. He did get eliminated in the early stage of the last zone, but he still claims that MVP title for himself in this particular match. Ladies and gentlemen, within Zebra Masters within with 5 eliminations, 1001 damage, throwables used will be 18 and 1 assist. In this particular match of ERANGEL, that is going to be the 4th match of the day. MVP ZM within. Heading towards the elimination versus damages, 18 elimination points that Zebra Masters get for themselves with 29 damage. Followed by them, it's going to be Flamingo with 7 finishes that they have with 1775 damage, Loops with 6, and Knife and Skull with 7. Knife and Skull definitely managed to eliminate Alpha 7, but after which they were not able to get themselves inside the zone. It was definitely gatekeeped by 2 teams over there, and that didn't really turn out well for Knife and Skull, but they did the job when it was required. They chose to battle on early, and that was definitely good for them. But match ranking of this particular match, ladies and gentlemen, Zebra Masters with 10 placement points, 18 eliminations in total, and that in total would be 28 points for them in this game. Flamingo getting eliminated at the 2nd position, giving them 6 placement points with 7 elimination points, 13 points in total for them. Loops with 3 eliminations and 6 eliminations and 3 placement points with 9 particular points that they have. But we'll be talking about the teams that got eliminated early, and that's going to be Storm Gaming, Brazilian Killers, and Alpha 7 with no points. Well, GZM will be joining this party because they decided to take a fight against Team Predators, who are going to find themselves at #8. But that particular battle definitely was good for Team Predators, but it didn't really turn out to be quite good for the entire war that they had to have in this map of ERANGEL. The late rotation found themselves in the clutches of the teams that were gatekeeping, or if I must say, were blocking the bridge They definitely lost few players over there. That was not good for them. They were quite confident, but that definitely did shatter. But talking about Knife and Skull, they'll be at 4th and Hornet Souls at 5th position. Match summary. Heading towards that, we have Zedem actually completely dominating this particular match of E-ERANGEL, where we have Mizara having 6 highest eliminations and also 5 highest knocks that there is, but the highest damage has been dished out by Within. I'm sure there was a lot of callouts that were going on between these two players there, but Zedem Rafa will be having the highest assist in this game. Loops Mythic with the highest healing done in this entire game with 626. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the match summary of this game of E-ERANGEL. But heading towards the match statistics, what I am always interested in is the 242 meter long distance finish that has been given from the side of KS Moral. I'm surprised that Flamingo was not able to make it in this particular list, because the distance of that finish against ZM, that was definitely long, but not long enough to be on this board. But 57 eliminations with 61 knocks, 12,435 total healing, 284. That's a huge number of throwables used, and 3 airdrops getting looted. Total of 10 headshots and 19 rescues. That will be the match statistics in total for this particular match of E-ERANGEL. But heading towards overall ranking, ladies and gentlemen, Zebra Masters claiming their throne back for themselves with 86 points in total, 2 chicken dinners for them, 30 placement points and 56 eliminations. A great statistic that is coming up from their end, but not so far behind. Inco Gaming is going to have 82 points for themselves with 33 placement points and 49 elimination points. If Inco actually survived this particular game, then they would have been in a better position. But Raider, the gap was not only closed, but the throne is being claimed back by Zebra.
Wow. Amazing, man, amazing. I was expecting this happening, but wow, what a comeback coming from Zebra Masters. Wow, that's lovely. Hopefully, in the next upcoming stages, in the next upcoming matches, I believe 6 more matches to be precise for this week. 1 today and 5 more matches are going to be there tomorrow. In these matches, things can change quite rapidly. Smoky Esports, if I talk about them, they are stuck at 20 points with hashtag 16 position in their favor. XTEAM with 45 points, Knife and Skull 41 points, EYC Gaming with 41 as well. Corinthians, they have got 37 points. Brazilian Killers with 31 points. Mandrakes Esports with 27 points. Loops Esports with 24. Let's talk about the slightly worse page. The last one to be precise, where hashtag 17, 18, 19 and 20 teams are actually going to be there. Storm Gaming, who is going to start the page with 19 points. Sci-Fi Esports with 17 points. Team Predators with 17 points. Alpha 7 Esports with last and the least 8 points to be precise. Not a good side to be precise, but then again, I just really hope that in the next upcoming stages, things can change rapidly for this team. We might see some shifts, we might see some fights, but I really hope Alpha 7 Esports the next week should be fruitful. In this week, I don't think so that they will be able to make out to top 3, although they might be able to make themselves comfortable in the top 10 positions. Let's see how far they will be able to stretch out the competition.
See, now to get into the top 3 list, Alpha 7 has to get at... See, now how many games are there? We have 4 games for them. Okay, I mean, we'll do the math. I'm quite slow. I'll do the homework and come back with a short break.
4 good matches have been passed, quite a few auspicious, consistent performances have been down to the rain. But now, moving up ahead, we are actually going to talk about the last match, which is actually going to be in the map of Miramar, I believe. Well, schedule is going to be there, which will tell us that what is the map and what kind of impact it is actually going to bring in the lobby. But my name is Raider, along with me, it's Echo Boy in the desk. And last but not the least, it's a beautiful map to be precise. But let's talk about the schedule. Let's talk about the map to be precise. Before that, we'll give you the brief introduction of what happened today if you are a new viewer. Remember, guys, first match 20-point bomber coming from Inco Gaming's corner. Second one, it actually came again in the hands of Inco Gaming with 13 points once again as I finishes 20-pointer game coming from Flamingo's corner. Yeah, that was the team. And if I talk about Zebra Master in the previous one, 28-pointer game coming from the corner, and that is why they were able to dethrone Inco Gaming. That's a huge comeback from their perspective. I just hope so in the last match things can change rapidly for those teams which are still stuck at the bottom. I don't know about you, Echo Boy, but I individually as a person would love to see a new face coming up as a winner chicken in a team.
See, winner chicken dinner. Well, I will want to agree with you. I would support you with that. But one thing that I actually want is a proper 4v4 battle in the end zone between Zebra Masters and Inco Gaming.
Okay.
I've seen them both. They are doing fabulously well in terms of rotation, in terms of all the strategies that could be built, and in terms of gun game as well. They are quite strong, and I really want to see who is stronger than the other one, because I have still not able to see that both, mammoths going against each other head on head. And that's something which I will definitely want to see in this particular match, which is going to begin in about 15 seconds. But are they both playing? Do you have an information on?
We have to look into the flight path, I guess. Then we'll get a clear perspective about it. I also don't know that if the same groups are actually there or not. Let's see. In just a few seconds, we are actually going to start it up. And again, this is match number 10, guys. Remember, but the flight path is going to start from El Hazar. It is going to go towards like Los Yunas and stuff like that. Yes, exactly. Los Yunas is going to be there on the crosshairs, and Los Higos is the last area where the teams might actually jump in. Well, coming back to your question, Inco Gaming is there. Yes, they are. And apart from that, which is the other team that you wanted to know for?
Zebra Masters. They're not.
No, they are not here. They're not here. 8 matches have been played from their perspective. Inco Gaming, go for it. Score the points that is required, and eventually once again take the throne.
So, Inco Gaming, even after them not being on the #1, they still have one more match. They can just cakewalk this, I mean. But if they actually get eliminated without any points in this game, then that's when the worry actually begins. But now what I really want to see is the action in Ascendia del Patron. Loops is present. Which squad was always going against them? I guess it was squad of Inco, I'm not sure.
While talking about the flight path, while seeing where the teams are jumping, I guess I would love to see a team jumping towards El Pozo, or maybe actually going towards that area or La Cobria as well, because the zone can actually take that hardship from the northern western corner. But before that, I believe we once again will be inviting a clash in the Los Leones. It is Knife and Skull, but close to them, okay, there is no one. That's good. For the first time, I believe, in the past 9 matches, I am looking up to a match where Los Angeles is pretty much uncontested for a single individual team. Although we are still looking at some initial pictures that there is a team pretty much close to them, but not as close on-ground situation when it comes to the on-ground situation. And the zone is also favoring all of these guys. But the frag in the Picardo is coming in. Wow. It's Honor Soul versus Smoke. And Smoke Esports is not looking that good.
Inco, that's the only word that is actually in my head. They have lost 2 players already from this game, and from the mini map that I'm able to see in the left screen that is there, 1 player is actually surrounded by 4 of smoke. It's not looking good for Inco. Inco, Squash gets spotted, very low on HP, wants to do that 1v1. Will he be able to survive? Will he be able to take at least one out of the equation? It's a big question. Smoke the team Smoke has actually put a lot of smokes, quite low on HP. The gun that is there is a shotgun with 2 players approaching him together. The survival was a big question, and it's been answered with him getting knocked. Smoke actually nailed this one, ladies and gentlemen. Team Smoke might just be the new one, the new team that you were actually asking for. A nade comes from Matthews. The entire lineup is actually...
Oh, dude.
And okay, he gets 1 knock. That's good. Okay. Calm down, guys. Smoke Gaming eliminates Inco. Not only that Smoke is happy, but even Zebra Masters are going to be really happy from this outcome.
Obviously, I mean, Zebra Master is the team. What happened? I mean, they're still shooting the crates.
Yeah.
Every single bullet. He's not going to stop. I believe he's going.
Come on, Tuna. Okay.
It's basically looking like a movie that is actually there in Indian scenario, like the Bollywood movie Gangs of Wasseypur, where the main protagonist actually goes in the in front of enemy and eventually shoots down until the magazine gets clipped, and then again another magazine comes in, he reloads it, then again he shoots it. It is feeling like that, man. He's just completely reloading the gun, shooting it down, and depleting the magazine, and once again reloading it. And he might actually go for some more loots, come back with it, some nades, some loot, some guns and utilities, and then eventually go ahead and shoot that crate once again. I don't know what is happening, man, but this is the last match of the day. Definitely some things like that should happen, and yeah, it is happening for now. Team Predators on the other corner. Let's talk about the seriousness of the game. Team Predators pretty close to another beautiful team which is there in Picardo. Maybe they will go to Picardo, or they might actually have the safe approach that they are actually going with.
I will actually want to add, Raider. I will want to add everything to what you have told already. The thing is, Inco has always managed to, that quote, welcome to Picardo thing. From the 9 matches that we have seen, or how many ever matches that we have seen,
Right.
Inco going
5 matches in Miramar, yeah.
Yes. The X number of matches that has happened in Miramar with Smoke and
See, 10 matches have happened. So, if we divide it by 2 maps, I believe, yeah, 5 matches in Miramar, 5 in Erangel.
Ladies and gentlemen, Raider Slays is Instagram is his Instagram ID. You can take some math classes because I'm going to sign up for that. But okay, coming back, what I wanted to say is that celebration that happened by shooting on the crate might just be because this may be the first time that Smoke versus Inco happened, and Smoke actually overpowered Inco, and not just overpowered.
Are you appreciating them or depreciating?
No. I mean, they should be happy.
Okay.
They should be actually happy. They had one match for themselves where Inco didn't come. I mean, they were not in the lobby, and now when they came, they knew what was going wrong. They worked on their strategies, and that has actually worked out for them. It's a big name that they have taken out. Not just that they have actually now turned out to be the kings of Picardo. They have actually done the welcome to Picardo thing, but also that they have eliminated Inco, who is actually leading the board right now. So that's actually a good momentum build, not only in the term of gaming, in term of playing the match, but actually a mental morale boost is also what I'm going to say.
Wait a minute. Can you see the points that Flamingo Esports is having? 70 points. Inco had 82. And there was not a lot of buffer between Inco and the other team, Zebra Masters, I believe.
Yes. 86 points Zebra Masters is having.
So Flamingo go for 17 plus points. That's it.
Well, Flamingo is also in a really good momentum because
exactly.
The third match of the day, they had a chicken dinner. The previous match, they managed to get the #2 position.
Wow.
And they are in a good momentum right now. Inco, while they choked both these games, Flamingo made sure that they are making the best out of it.
Exactly. I mean,
charming situation.
If there is a loss of one team, another one is actually going to be the optimistic one and gain something out of it. And Flamingo Esports, well, they're not just gaining something out of it, they are actually gaining the table toppers position, to be precise. Very soon in this match, if the same persistence is going to be there, if Flamingo Esports is actually going to bag out the winner chicken dinner, or even if they're not actually going to get the first position, they might actually go for the second one so that they can actually be a little bit on a safer side when the tomorrow's game gets started. Eventually, on those 5 notes, on those 5 matches, to be precise, things can be a little bit more favorable for teams like Flamingo Esports. If we talk about Honored Soul, there is a huge buffer between Flamingo and Honored Soul. So talking about that team reaching out to the first position today, it's impossible for me.
Raider, I'll not lie. Okay, you can actually look at me right now and the camera. I already have the snacks ready in my hand. And I'm going to just wait and watch for the action that there is in this particular match and for tomorrow.
Right.
Because what I was actually convinced with is that Inco has the form that they wanted. They've dominated enough, and now they are going to just maintain the consistency. But what got me hyped up and more excited for tomorrow and this particular match is because the difference that there was there between Inco, Zebra Masters, Flamingo, and Hornet Soul all
Mhm.
have actually managed to, reduce it to as much as just one good or two good games, which means
Right.
if Hornet Souls and Flamingo end up being in the end zones in this particular match, I'm sure Inco might be, trembled a bit down, not much, but enough for them to panic tomorrow.
Exactly, exactly. And those small panics can become tremor, and those tremors can actually come up as an earthquake for these teams' performance. So definitely, it can actually go down. On the other corner, Black Dragons. Definitely, the first day was absolutely in their hands. The first match was in their hands, to be honest, of this Ruthless Pro Sims presented by Ruthless Esports in the Brazilian region. But apart from that, in the next upcoming 9 matches, as you saw, Black Dragons is not the team everybody is feeling for because they just have 48 points. That's all they've got. They're stuck at 7th position. Not a good place to go on with. But the Predators are also falling down like a bit of cards. Player 4, player 5 are surviving. Where are the player 1, 2?
I don't know. I mean, probably we go ahead and ask them. But well, talking about the fight, Hornet Souls, that is, definitely have one player knocked. Team player 4 wants to confirm that finish. He's managing to do that. He has managed to do that. Now
Yeah.
it's a 2 situation. It is possible. It is quite possible. Player number 4,
But,
quite an amazing stance that I
dude,
got. He managed to take that player down. He
oh,
was close
almost.
to take another one down as well. No. Okay, player number 5, random
Do it, do it.
movement with me against him.
And once again,
Those few bullets that was actually required
mhm.
didn't really connect. Hornet Souls happy with winning this fight, but with a man loss of 2, whatever I told, whatever the hype that I actually wanted to build up for tomorrow, looks like probably Hornet Souls will have to give the best that they could for this match.
Yeah, definitely they have to, man. Definitely they have to go for it.
They don't
But,
have a choice. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. I mean, either you do it or you are actually going to be at a very unfavorable spot. Like influence came in could actually come up and snatch your position, or it could be Black Dragons as well. So that
Exactly.
can be quite critical. Mandrakes on the other corner comes up with a good nade. Oh no, that was the nade coming from X team. It's Renan who is going to pick one down from Mandrakes' perspective. Cardiso is also waiting. He's also just waiting for the right opportunity. The Molly, he's just completely going to walk into it. Because the smoke was there. He was not aware about it. I guess
Right.
people actually go for the heads now. They are not actually looking at the foots. So the volleys were there, and that is why he was about to go down. No, don't go back. Don't go back. Just don't shuffle around. Just aware you are safe. Shots are going to be there, but with this, look at that. The mall is also going to be there, and along with the volley, a nade also comes in. Renan is the guy who's back and forth connecting a lot of utilities, so he should be the grenadier for the team. Okay, he is already.
Yeah. I mean, X team, they know to use their utilities in the way that could be. First came the Molotov, it didn't really connect much, but then he was forced to move around a bit. And that nade turned out to be a finish point. X team really happy, but oh, this nade can be crucial. No, not much of a significant damage that he's been able to churn out. But Jose has actually, given out his position. Now with this another need, will he be able to get a knock? No, not really. He finds a player, wants to knock him down, but from the other side comes Papa Kill, closes this for Mandrakes Esports. With that, Team Mandrakes gets eliminated at 14th position.
Wow, man. A lot of knockouts, a lot of finishes are getting followed up for now. 13 teams and 46 players precisely is what we are looking at. Flamenco is surviving, that's good. Honor Souls is surviving, that's again an added bonus. Influence Kevin is also surviving, that's absolutely amazing. Seems like that every team is actually going to have their pressure, be it the team on top. I don't know what happened to Flamenco Esports, but why that pan down the ridge? Somebody is there cooking up that omelette or what?
Well, that question mark that popped out is the
Exactly.
same question. I guess you were with them. I mean, why
Mhm.
don't you tell me?
I have psychic abilities.
Right, but the zone having its own curveball towards the areas of Picardo and Graveyard. Not many teams are there, but Hornet Souls are going to be happy with this kind of zone that has come. They want to be surviving for now. On the other side, Smoke Chuna, or probably I must call him Kuna. I'm not really sure on how to take your name, buddy. If you are able to reach me out, then please do let me know how I take your name because I would love to know on how that is. But talking about SCCP, that is Corinthians, they are in the northmost region and they have two teams which is going to lurk around quite near to them. And while we were talking about them, we are able to see them from the eyes of Storm, I guess. See, I really want to tell one thing, Raider, and to the audience as well. Whatever we speak over here is just to hype, is just to talk, is a story that we are saying. I really want nobody to take any offense. With that being said, Storm Gaming, with the kind of gameplay that they have been having for now, and with just one player surviving, I don't really see Elysian to be, going all out or showing that aggression of any sort, because right now what Storm Gaming needs is a good game where they're able to survive to the maximum possible. But for now, Corinthians wants to hold this building. They are checking every building that is every compound that is available, and it's going to be a 1v4 situation for Storm Gaming. With the kind of games that he has had, it is going to be a situation where probably he's not able to capitalize, and yes, that will be the case. And with that, Storm Gaming gets eliminated at 13th position with no elimination points.
Having even a single point at this point is going to matter a lot. But
Storm
yes,
Gaming.
exactly, for every single team, man. Be it
Oh
the team
yeah,
which is on top or the team
agree,
which is at the bottom, every single team has to get those points.
agree.
So yeah, that is the case. But on the other corner, if we talk about Brazilian killers, let's see what their rotations is all about. They're trying to configure some angles from which they can rotate and eventually pull through a battle. KS, oh, that's a big loss for Team Knife and Skull. They didn't have any kind of frag, they didn't have any kind of openings, and right now the way they are getting pressurized seems like that Brazilian killer is already going to have the pressure. Oh, he was trying to actually take him home, but no, he gets finished off at the same time. 12 teams, 44 players are surviving, and it's Brazilian killer smiling the way out in front of Team Knife and Skulls. Let's see what they're going to come up with and what kind of eliminations are going to be there from their perspective.
Well, not a really good start that Knife and Skull could have expected, but KS right now, good position that they are holding. Not much that they really have to worry for now. But if that aggression continues from Brazilian killers, is when the the entire situation changes. But for Brazilian killers, is not just one team that they have to focus right now, because there's another team who wants to join the party in the name of Team Smoke. And Smoke, they have built the momentum in Picardo already. They have eliminated the team which is at the top in the name of Inco. So I'm expecting a lot from them with the boost that they have got. Let's see what they're able to bring in this particular game.
Let's see what kind of boost they are actually going to get. Yes, that's what you asked, I believe. Loops on the other corner. Oh, Myth C44 was able to get the finish. That's amazing. But there is a trade. There is a beautiful crossfire that has been said. Flamingo is actually on the hills. Sci-Fi Esports is surviving on the edges. Zone number 4 is actually going to get compromised soon in just, I believe, 20 seconds. The zone number 4 is also going to be there. XTEAM on the other corner finds one from Flamingo Esports. That could have been actually a very fatal blow. Oh, 2 eliminations on the way coming from Black Dragons. Seems like that very soon we'll get to see Black Dragons as a whole team getting eliminated.
With the kind of finish feed that I'm able to see, 2 players got picked up. And I guess there was another finish that followed by Black Dragons probably just surviving with 1 player. Not really good. But on the other side, X team want to attack GZM. It successfully is trying to spray them down. Not many bullets that got connected. GZM is just going to swiftly move through the teams in between and to the position that they really want to be going. But well, there is BD. Black Dragons, a solo player surviving with just 10 HP.
And these 10 HPs help them? I really doubt it. On the other corner, the rotations are coming and GZM Esports is also surviving. They're trying to find their way through the graveyard region. 12 teams, 40 players are surviving. Definitely a huge chunk of teams are still surviving. Flamengo Esports are still unable to find that gap, unable to find that finish, but they're close to GZM Esports. They have to take them down. It's a big team. It's a huge corner for this particular team. A lot of things are at stake. Eventually, the first position is at stake for Flamenco. So can they reach out to it? That's a bigger question. Loops Esports on the other corner is still struggling to find their way in. Knife on the skull is also trying to push forward. XTEAM's one good member is already pretty much knocked out in front of them. So there could be a battle between XTEAM and Knife and Skull.
I will be waiting for that to happen, but for now it is actually already began, and XTEAM is actually not really in a good spot. Two players of theirs get spotted, get picked. Knife and Skull trying to get back in the game. XTEAM, what are they actually trying to do? They came all in. Worked well for them. Yes, it did. But with a vehicle that is already having flames on the bonnet, was that really required? But now they are finding themselves outside the zone and also getting attacked from Knife and Skull. XTEAM had all the opportunities that could have been for them to capitalize, but I really don't know what is running in their minds. But from the other side, Smoke definitely helping XTEAM a bit. Knocked one of the players of Knife and Skull.
One tough competition indeed is coming up. Let's see what kind of approaches these guys are actually going to dish out to the lobby. Seems like that Smoky Esports, they're trying to find those angles, they're trying to find those sneaky opportunities that they can actually help with. Match number 10, it's Miramar once again coming up in the close quarters. Graveyard is the area. In this dead center, we have got SCP, or should I say Corinthians, but the zone is going to favor Honored Souls. That is the team we were talking about.
Yes.
But I would love to see what Flamenco is actually going to bring to the table, because if the Flamenco is able to secure the winner in the chicken dinner, it could help them a lot. But there we go, the trade fallacy coming in. Flamenco versus GZM. Seems like that Flamenco wants to answer back to the fight, but Gigante, the giant of this particular team, is already out of equation. Receiving players like GC God, he has to actually find that angle, he has to actually survive. And if we talk about Toiko, they should fall back, I believe, now.
Well, if they do, they will be able to find themselves in a good zone space. But right now, if you're able to see the minimap, if they start moving right now, they have 3 teams to cross, and that doesn't look like a good sign, because one of those team is going to be Team Smoke, who already has, like I've been talking, who have that momentum, who have that morale boost that they required by eliminating Inco. But well, they are doing what you have asked or what you were looking forward to. But will they be able to get a zone space is a big question. But GCM wanting to do the same. They are definitely getting spotted. They are getting shot by loops, and not really significant of a damage that they were able to turn out. But oh, those were 3 knocks, if I'm not wrong. There were 3 knocks that came in. Did that happen? I don't know. I'm not sure, but I really want to see if that actually happened.
I mean, I'm also bummed at this point that was that really a streak of knockouts?
I mean, I don't know, but for now, probably we'll not be able to see it until the highlights roll in. But it was a good attack. Loops definitely managed to blow that vehicle, and I'm sure at least 2 got knocked from that. Flamingo kind of struggling, but on the other side, Brazilian.
Oh, it was 3, it seems like that now.
Oh, yes, looks like 3 knocks, yes.
Lovely.
Now they are individually surviving, but I
look at that. They had 12 finishes. The team Smoke was so on par, but just with one guy, just with one blow, the complete team is about to shut down. 12 finishes. They were pretty much looking good. They could have secured the winner chicken dinner, but Loops Esports and the other teams are not actually keen on that.
Yeah, I mean, well, okay. Matthews wants to cook this nade. If he connects, he might get a knock against Brazilian killers. He was definitely able to turn out a few damage there. He's trying to connect the bullets. He was able to. Both the players definitely got a bit lower. But on the other side, Loops, what they started against GZM, continued with eliminating them. GZM is out of this particular game. But now it is against a 1v2 situation that we are going to see between Smoke and Brazilian killers. One man got down. He healed himself up. Brazilian killers on right back at it in the fight, and gets that particular team out of this game. Now it is down to 7 teams, and the names are going to be Flamingo, but not much of the action that we normally expect from them is what we are getting in this particular game.
Expectations are so high for now. Let's see, is it actually going to get fulfilled or not? That is actually going to be the main meta. Oh, the sprays were there. That was absolutely amazing. Influence came in, esports looking good. Federal is a guy who's actually showcasing the domination that was required in the lobby. 7 teams, 13 places surviving pretty close to us. An area where the fights can actually change rapidly. What do you think about that, guys? What do you think about that? Influence came in with the 3-man power, 6 amazing frags. They are pretty much keen on having the winner chicken dinner, but bit outside the play zone. So they have to travel over there as well. Loops Esports about to receive a beautiful nade. Oh, the splash damage was there, but eventually was able to dish out just, I guess, 10 HP.
Well, he's still trying. He definitely wants to make sure that Ayala is out of the equation until he again starts to aggress. But Sci-Fi gets a trade need and loops. Ayala definitely gets deflects off. But from behind, we definitely can see that SCCP is still surviving. Will they be interested to be doing a third party in this particular game, in this particular battle? It's a question. But for now, it's a 1v1 situation, which Ayala will easily get for his name or her name, and Sci-Fi gets off this particular game, and this is going to be all down to just 5 teams in the name of loops, influence gaming, smoke, Flamingo, and SCCP. The man advantage is with loops, and I'm sure they have that momentum because, well, quite an aggression against GZM that we got to see.
Oh man, the picks, fights, everything is looking so on point. But Corinthians also gets finished off. It's Loops versus Influence, CHEMIN versus Smoke versus Flamingo. Oh, Flamingo is still surviving. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Man. Flamingo just wants to be consistent. He just wants to actually survive. But they're in dead center. Look at that. And he is way too open. Drop is there in the close quarters. Everybody is so focused on ripping apart the enemies on the edges that nobody is actually able to concern their fight in the center where Flamingo is just chilling out.
Oh, but Smoke is definitely doing a lot of damage out there. No, they got eliminated, but I guess it was actually Loops who did turn out a lot of damage. It's going to be a 1v3 situation. The player, I guess, is already spotted, trying to connect few bullets. Not really able to do that. Loops, the aggression they started against GZM, finishes it with a winner-winner chicken dinner, and that's it for this particular match. Winner-winner chicken dinner goes to Team Loops. What an amazing gameplay from them.
Oh man, indeed. A lovely game indeed. A lovely fight indeed coming in from the corner. Hopefully these kind of fights are actually going to be quite amazing in the near future, in the upcoming day to be precise. But yes, this is it. 5 amazing matches for the day. And the team which was able to secure the winner chicken dinner absolutely did a number in the lobby. And it was Loops with a total 23-pointer kills and 23-pointer game to be precise.
Good comeback from Loops. Loops always find themselves in early fights against a squad in Hasindia. If I'm not wrong, Zebra Masters were not playing this game, and look at the result. See, this is what I'm talking about. Every game, every team is actually having the potential. They just need to rework on their strategy, and then we can see a really great gameplay coming out from all the teams. But for now, we are going to be talking about the winner chicken dinner team, and that is going to be Loop Esports. We have VIVO with 5 eliminations. We have Duzine with 4. It is going to be Ayala with 3, and we are going to have Mythic with 1. Ayala definitely had a lot of support coming from the audience itself, and I guess the audience is finally happy to see this particular team winning the last game of the day 2. But now we just have 1 day and 4 more matches that every group is going to get, every team is going to get.
4 more matches. Be it Loops, be it Inco, or any other team which wants to be consistent. Just 4 more matches for them, and then the $300 prize pool or $300 prize pool, or the bragging rights of winning the week 1 of this PUBG Mobile Pro Scrims presented by Ruthless Esports is going to go out of the equation. Week 2 is also going to be there. The registrations and the invitation or whatever the meta is will be clear to you guys by our moderators and our managers on the Discord. So make sure to actually follow us on Instagram, and apart from that, make sure to actually talk with the moderators that are present on the Discord channel as well. Go ahead and follow the channel. But let's talk about the teams to watch. First of all, let's talk about those 4 teams which were pretty much keen on showcasing their talent.
Well, the 4 teams, it's going to be Loops, who actually got that winner chicken dinner with 9 throwables used and 12 smokes. And then we have about 5,887
meters that they have traveled. Then we have Smoke Esports, a really remarkable performance from their side. They were finally able to eliminate Inco in the regions of Picardo, and that is definitely the reason why probably they are in the teams to watch. Getting a big name definitely has a lot of eyes that gets on them. Then we have Influence CHEMIN, an amazing gameplay coming from them. What I'm disappointed from Influence CHEMIN is that they actually started this game with one man less. If not, I guess they would have had a really great game out there. But heading towards the MVP of the game is going to be from the team Smoke Esports. Matthews gets 6 eliminations, 802 damage, 802 damage. Turbos used is going to be 12, and assists is going to be 0.
Wow, what an impact indeed coming from this guy's perspective. Elimination Sadamas chart is actually showcasing at which were the teams which were quite consistent, and seems like that the consistent one was known as Smoke. 15
yes.
eliminations, and yeah, exactly. If I talk about the damage, that is pretty much close to 2500. That's absolutely amazing. But meanwhile, there were quite a few teams which were left out empty-handed, like Flamingo, like Sci-Fi, Inco. Yeah,
I mean, see, Flamingo actually lost a lot of players already, which means, I mean, lost a lot of teammates, and only one single player was surviving.
Right.
What could he have done but just survive the game?
you're asking me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
You are asking me that what should that solo guy do eventually when he was left alone?
Yeah, I mean,
The thing
he
is
did
that he
what he
did
could have.
everything, everything that was possible. He tried to be passive. He tried to actually take that last flag that was possible in his favor. So everything was on point. It's all about the lobby, man. You can't actually go with the by the book type of rules that you are actually going to take a board and draw a sketch that this is how I'm going to perform in a set match. It's not going to happen like that. The enemy is also something which is a point that you should consider while actually coming up in a match. The IGL should be pretty much ready with the split second decision. The fights can actually change quite a bit in just a second. But meanwhile, if we talk about the match ranking after day number 2, map of Miramar, it's Loop Esports which is on top, 23 points from the corner, Smoke Esports 19, Influence Gaming 12 points, Honored Souls 7 points, XTEAM 6 points, Corinthians 6 points. Same goes for Flamingo Esports as well, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, they were able to secure second position, and just because of that, 6 points is there for them. No frags at all. GZM Esports 3 finishes. Brazilian Killers 3 finishes. I mean, for now, it seems like that Flamingo Esports, according to the calculations, will be at 76 points. That's good. Maybe tomorrow they will be able to reach out to the first one.
Right now, they did what they could have done, and I'm happy. Probably we wanted more. That's just our expectations, I mean. But heading towards the match summary. Match summary is going to bring us Smoke Matthews, Loops, Cardozin, Igor, and Smoke Matthews again. So Smoke Matthews with three tops that we are able to see: highest eliminations with 6, highest damage with 8 on 2, and highest knocks with 5. And then we have Cardozin with 3 highest assists, and then the highest healing done is going to be in the name of Higor. I guess he's playing with Cornitas. SSCP, I'm not sure, but no, he's from the team X, that is XTEAM. That is going to be that, and after which we are going to see match statistics 365. Yay, that's going to be the biggest, I mean the longest elimination that we have seen from the day.
That's amazing. That's definitely a good thing. And that is Corinthians Preta, if I'm not wrong. That's the guy who was able to get it out. 6,213 was the total amount of healing, 199 throwables being used, 10 rescues, 10 headshots as well. 4 airdrops were looted. That means definitely a lot of airdrop advantage was also there in the lobby. That's amazing. Apart from that, 59 eliminations and 54 total knockouts. That's it for the match stats for the match number 5 of day number 2. To be specific, 10 matches have passed, 5 more matches are left. That's all. But MVP ranking shows us it's Flamingo's GC God, which is on top with 9 eliminations and the total damage of 3,251.
Yes, that is going to be there. MVP rankings, ladies and gentlemen. Flamingo GC God, he's going to be happy with those 9 eliminations, and then we are able to see 17 eliminations from Rafa at 3rd position. So see, MVP ranking is all about that individual player doing the best that he could. But today, if Flamingo GC God is in the top, that's because his team actually performed really well. And then we have Luke.
And the average survival.
Yeah, that's also one more thing that is to be put on the equation. So there's a formula, and like I actually told in the middle of the game, Raider Slays is the ID that you have to go follow and message him for a few math classes, which I've already done. Raider, please give me that math classes actually.
I'll I'll tell you a secret. It's not a secret. It's a very open-ended thing. I got 5 CGPA out of 10 in maths in 10th class.
What?
After that, I left math. It's all about the game, man. I love the game, and that is why I'm able to do these kind of calculations. I've got the diary, writing everything and stuff like that. So that is the reason. Overall fraggers, if I talk about them, its influence came in esports is federal. 18 finishes, damage of 3,577. That's on point. Average survival is also there. Well, the thing is, the way these guys are able to actually make the MVP standings, it is the ratio between the number of finishes to the damage to the average survival time that a guy is actually getting individually. But overall fraggers, for now, after the 10 matches that have passed, it's federal from Influence Gaming, that's for sure.
Yep, 18 finishes, but not so far behind. We have Rafa, Gigante, Neilzada, and Squash. So all these players are having exact number of finishes, but like Raiders told, it's always about not just about the finishes that he has. It's also the total damage that he's able to dish out, and with the average survival that he has had across all the matches that he has got to play. So it's going to be Federal, Rafa, Gigante, and Neilzada along with Squash on the top 5 leaderboard after 10 matches that has happened, and that will be all for all the statistics that we could see. And ladies and gentlemen, we are on the overall ranking with Zebra Masters leading the table with 86 points, Inco Gaming not so far behind with 82, Flamingo with 76, and Hornet Souls with 61, Influence Gaming 61 as well. So here what I would actually want to tell the audience is that if there is going to be a total points to be equal with another team, the first thing that we are going to see is the total number of chicken dinners that a particular team has. If that is also going to be equal, then it's going to be about the placement points. So with that,
No, the current meta is the placement points. Yes, exactly.
Yes. So it's going to be the chicken dinner count, then the placement points, and then the eliminations that we get to see. So with that, it's going to be Hornet Souls and then Influence CHEMIN. Then we have Rise Esports and then GZM, followed by XTEAM. XTEAM is doing a marvelous job. I saw them yesterday in the second page, somewhere around 13th or 14th position, and now they are at 8, which is good for them. Great, amazing. Kudos.
Well, after seeing that kind of consistency, we can actually assume that in the last day, they might actually come up to the #1 or 2 position, because they are actually just trying to climb a bit in the leaderboard. Although it's not going to be that easy because there is a huge buffer. So that's a big thing. Apart from that, if we talk about Black Dragons, the team which started it all after having the first chicken dinner of this whole Brazilian scenario of the Pubg and Pro Scrims. But the thing is, they have got 48 points altogether in the 8 matches that they played. Loop Esports 47, Corinthians 43, same goes for Knife and Skulls. And if I talk about EYC Gaming, they've got 41. That is why they're stuck at 13th position. Smoky Esports 39 points, Brazilian Killers 34 points, Mandrake Esports 27 points. Let's go back to the third page to be precise, the page where we're going to see the last 4 teams, at the bottom 4 teams to be precise. We are waiting for that page as well. But meanwhile, if we talk about EYC Gaming, day number 1 was good enough for them. Day number 2, not at all. Not even a single beautiful match was there from their particular perspective.
I'm sad for them, but I must say that EYC Gaming has the potential. So EYC Gaming, if you're hearing me out, I will only want to tell you one thing. It is okay. You have 3 more weeks, if I'm not wrong. You have 2 more weeks and 1 more entire day for this particular week. Just give your best, and I'm sure you'll find yourselves in, at least if you have the consistency for the 4 matches tomorrow, I'm expecting you to see the top 7. But the worry starts at the page number 3 with Storm Gaming, Sci-Fi, Team Predators, and Alpha 7. Not much to say over here. All the teams over here have 19 points in total, with Alpha 7 with just 8.
They're trying to pick up the pace. Let's see how far they're actually going to go, what kind of implications they are actually going to bring to the table. Team head-to-head clearly showcases that it's Zebra Master versus Inco Gaming. Zebra Master still being on top, barely holding the torch with a buffer of 4 points, I believe. And if we talk about average damage, that's definitely in the favor of Zebra Master. When it comes to the average survival, that's again in the favor of Zebra Master. Elimination spine, again in the favor of Zebra Masa. But when it comes to the placement point, I guess Inco is the one which is slightly consistent in terms of placement point as well. Winner Chicken is slightly higher. One more Winner Chicken, to be precise, is there in the favor of Inco Gaming. That's good.
See, now what I'm disappointed is that it's only in this space that I am able to see a head-to-head against Zebra Master in Co Gaming. Come on, guys, go fight against each other. That is what I want to see. But player head-to-head is going to be between Flamingo versus Zebra. It's going to be between Gigante and Rafa. 17 eliminations each. 8 matches played by each. Damage definitely is more from the side of Rafa with 36-34 against 35-02. The rubbers used is definitely going to be Gigante. Dominating that particular sector. Survival is going to be again Gigante with 22-39 and compared to 18-59. That's 22 minutes versus 18 minutes. But total assists, I guess Rafa is more of a team player than an individual one. But Gigante is looking forward to, help his team by getting those frags.
Definitely, I mean, having those single advantages is going to be very important. If a team is a mixture of 4 individuals, that's very important. The seismograph actually showcases us 2 teams. The yellow one is actually going to show the graph of Zebra Masters, to be precise, and the white one is going to showcase what Inco did. Well, for Inco, the start was a little bumpy, but eventually it was good enough. After the 2 matches that they played, in the third one they had a beautiful jump, but in the fourth one again the drop down situation came in. But in the fifth one, it was Inco who actually climbed back to the stardom. If you guys remember, that was the 30-pointer game, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. But at that same exact moment, what happened to Team Zebra Master? They went in for a fallback situation. Like in the 6th match also, they didn't had any kind of point, but finally they came back. Where in the 8th match, to be precise.
See, now if you're able to see this seismograph, what I can conclude is that Zebra Masters didn't really have many bad games. It has only been like 1 or 2 games that it was not really good for them. But when it comes to Inco, it's been going up and down. The consistency somewhere came today in the initial 2 games, but then there was a major fall after which. And that's the reason why they are now currently in the 2nd position, but they're not far. What I want is head-to-head, not only on the pages, but against each of these 2 teams, which is playing excellently well. But the day summary, ladies and gentlemen, Inco Gaming getting themselves 2 chicken dinners back-to-back. Then the Flamingo Esports, Zebra Masters, and Loop Esports. Raider, I would want you to actually give me and the audience more insights than this stat.
I guess the day summary can clearly showcase us that Inco Gaming was the team which was highest in terms of the scoring point individually in a single day. Apart from that, if I talk about Flamingo Esports, out of the blue, they came back even stronger with 20-pointer game. Knockouts was definitely quite good for Flamingo Esports as well. But while coming back to the Zebra Masters, the way they were able to secure the E-ERANGEL, match number 9 to be precise, that shows damage was 29-29. Healing that they were able to do as a whole team was 13-19. When it comes to the kills, that was 18. When it comes to the knockouts, that was also 12. Utilities that they were able to use, it includes the nades, it includes the first kits, it includes the boosters, it includes the painkillers, whatever you want to go with. That is 47. So yes, Zebra Master was a team which actually did a lot of stuff in the particular match number 9. The only competition in front of them could be Team Inco Gaming, which was able to dish out the same kind of, let's say, utilities and statistics in the match of Miramar, the match number 6 to be precise. But then again, if you see the utilities used from the corner, that is slightly on a lower note. To be precise, there is a gap of 30 utilities being used between Zebra Master and Inco Gaming in the match number 6 and 9 respectively. If we talk about the match number 10 in that corner, I believe it was Team Loop Esports. Just a beautiful domination coming indeed from the corner. All things can change quite drastically, and yes, exactly that's what happened. Go Loops, go Laila was the I believe callers that was there from the fans. Laila, yeah, and exactly it happened.
Well, he or she actually did a really fantastic job, and I must thank all the audience who have joined us over here. And I must actually also tell you that it's about 3:30 a.m. in the morning, while the production team is from the region where it's
in India.
Yes, okay. If we can take the name, then yes, we are from India. And thanks a lot, Brazil. The audience from Brazil, the audience who are actually watching us. You guys are the reasons why we are doing this, and you guys keep us motivated. What I would actually want to tell you is that we are able to see your support, but it would be quite wonderful if you can hit that red color button named subscribe and make it gray, and also quickly go through the description. You will definitely find a lot of social media handles of Ruthless Hype Esports. Click on it, follow them over there as well. And if you have opened Instagram, I mean, well, you've already done that, then you can also follow the both of us over here. It's going to be the way that you actually show us the support. So I am going to be Echo Boy. My Instagram is going to be IG underscore Echo Boy. It is IG underscore ECHOBOY. And over to you, Raider. Please tell your Instagram as well.
Raider_SLAY. That's my Instagram handle, guys. But for now, we are going to take a leave. We'll be seeing you tomorrow at the same time. The schedule of the stream is going to be there. If there is going to be any certain update, go ahead and follow Esports or Ruthless. That's the Instagram handle of the org that you are actually here representing themselves. So just go ahead, follow them so that you can get the updates. And meanwhile, also follow, and also, so to be precise, join the channel, the Discord one, to be precise. Everything will be there as an update. You can talk with the moderators as well. But now, let's take a leave. We'll be seeing you tomorrow. Adios. Peace out.